No, Austin St. John, the original.
And okay, I'm testing what I'm saying. You can hear me on my. I mean, you can hear me, Ron, right?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. So what's going on, guys? Sorry. First off, we are late. That is personally my fault. My mom was having issues with DoorDash, which I first off, this is not even a sponsor, but I would like to personally say DoorDash, in my personal opinion, in terms of customer service, is better than Uber Eats in terms of delivery. Because I shit you not, I was telling them about it. I sent them an email. Literally, not even 10 minutes later, they emailed me back. But not even that. Within like 10 seconds after I got the email, they called my phone. I've never seen that before, like where the people would actually call your phone to verify the situation. I've never seen that before, and that quickly.
Oh wow! I mean,
So,
I first off, I never even heard of them. So
you
maybe
never heard of DoorDash, dude?
no.
I'll send you.
Yeah,
I will send you a referral link. You get $15 off actually. It's basically another delivery service like Uber Eats. It's fun.
Yeah, I know about Uber Eats. I know about Uber
The
Eats.
only reason why I even had DoorDash is because for some Wendy sent me a notification one day. They say get free delivery on DoorDash only today because it was a Super Bowl. I was like, what the hell are they talking about? What the hell is DoorDash? So I downloaded it because they're the only people. I mean, because Uber Eats they had Wendy's, and I love Wendy's. So that's how I learned of it. And next thing you know,
yeah, you're a fan.
They have some good stuff on there. They have Wendy's. They have Subway, Popeyes. They're adding new stuff every day. They said they're going to add Burger King like in the next week.
That's something I'm looking into.
I think McDonald's is partnered with Uber Eats, which is why I don't think they're on any other service. But they said Burger King is coming in like in the next week or two. So it's like they really are adding stuff. They have like restaurants. I saw the Cheesecake Factory on there. So like they're good. They're good. But that was the sponsor right now to say yeah, DoorDash is good. I'll send you a link later on. But
yeah,
let's talk about this week in wrestling, which is a fitting title because what a week it was for wrestling. WrestleMania and NXT TakeOver. This overall, before we start even reviewing anything, overall, how did you feel this week went in terms of wrestling in general? Because besides TakeOver WrestleMania, we had shows from New Japan, Ring of Honor.
There's been as I've said last time. Oh, crap, I'm getting a phone call. Hold on for a second. I got to put my cell phone mute. I got a phone call.
No, that's fine. We're already late anyway. But yeah, what Robert was saying was, yeah, there was a bunch of not new. I'm about to say new because of New Japan, but there was besides WrestleMania TakeOver, this was just like a wrestling week in general. Like we had Ring of Honor show, we had that I think it was a Lucha Underground and Impact show, I believe as well. Yep. Oh yeah, so Ron will be right back. So as Ron will be right back, I would say, yeah, there was a Lucha Underground and Impact show, New Japan. I know it was a Progress show, and it's actually cool because WWE during WrestleMania Access they had an invitational with other promotions like Progress, and I know it was another one as well. There was a couple of them, and they actually had their champions wrestling that show. So I personally thought that was pretty cool. And yeah, there was a bunch of just a bunch of stuff in general. The most compelling news out of that in terms of what was happening in the indies, you probably don't consider them much indies, is Alberto El Patron. First, he no-showed, I believe it was Impact versus Lucha Underground, and because of that, his contract got terminated. And it's like, wow. His excuse was, which is always his excuse, it's because of a family issue. Now, the thing is, if it was a family issue, why didn't you inform them about that? I'm pretty sure they would have gave you leniency, but I don't think it was. I feel like they had the last straw with him, and there you go. He got the boot. So there's that with Alberto El Patron. I heard Austin Aries is doing good. He just acquired. Actually, I don't think it was during WrestleMania week, but just some week that sometime he acquired a new champion. I think it was like a Defiant Championship, because like Defiant Championship Wrestling or something. I don't know that approach. I feel like that was from the Woke Culture WCPW. They just turned. They're just now called Defiant. So there's that. But yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah. All right. Sorry about that. So where we at? To answer your question earlier. Sorry, to answer your question earlier. By the way, first and foremost, I want to say hi to my good friend Rich. What's going on, dude? Thanks for watching. You know, I actually talked him into actually watching. So how you doing?
Wow, thanks.
If you want to say something, put it on the chat. But anyway, as far as like the whole weekend and stuff, yeah, it was a long weekend. Like I said, one of the things that I was I didn't follow it, but I was interested. It was the event. I finally got the event's name. It's called Pile Drivers and Pancakes. And that was the one I was telling you, where it was breakfast. It was an early morning wrestling show. Started like around 10 or 11 o'clock, and they served pancakes while you watching wrestling. Yeah, it was a show that was ran by Sammy Callahan's wrestling company. Good stuff. So, you know, that's some of the things that was going on. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff that went on. I did follow the one thing about having NXT at the same night as Ring of Honor, I was trying to keep up with both Ring of Honor and NXT.
So it's like the Monday Night Wars. You had to keep turning back and forth.
Yeah, and everything. I did follow it. Well, at least for Ring of Honor, there was only 2 matches I was interested in. And, you know, the main match was Cody versus Kenny Omega. And we already know the results of that and everything. And then the Marty Scurll versus Dalton Castle. We already know the results of that and stuff like that. So, other than that, you know, the main focus the whole time was on NXT. Actually, most of the main focus was actually on some of the things that happened in the WWE, but also had to do with some of the indie wrestlers. They had like a bunch of tournaments there.
Yeah, and I did mention that. Yeah.
And everything,
I
guess
it's cool for WWE to do that.
Yeah, and in a way, it also had like, I'm trying to think, like the one person I do know, and he doesn't know if he's going to be signed, but he hopes like if it happens, it happens. Mm-hmm. If you ever see Keith Lee,
I heard of him.
Yes, the Bass in his glory. Okay, this man is just as big as me, probably a little bigger than me, and is doing top rope flips and all these other things. He's the real deal. He's big, but he can do things that like most people of his size shouldn't be doing. No, at all. And he's doing it.
I'm starting to think more and more that this is possibly maybe like a tryout thing.
So, yeah, and that's what pretty much what it was. You know,
I feel like it was more of a tryout, if anything.
Yeah, it's a tryout, you know, but it's because, I mean, look, most of the time the WWE scouters go to their shows and look and see if there's anybody that they can be like, hey, we like you, you know, come to our thing, see if we can work with you. This time it's have them come to us.
Exactly. So then, like, their core fans can see how they are, and they get. And I think that's actually better because, again, not everybody who watches WWE watches other stuff, and then vice versa. So for the core WWE audience, I'm assuming, and those are the hardcore audience, I'm assuming if you went to Access, you had the money to do it. I'm assuming you like wrestling, specifically WWE. So you see these people wrestle, and I guess that was their way of. And I'm pretty sure this was Triple H's doing as well, because this whole
thing was fighting Triple H. This all had to be Triple H. You know, there's no damn way. It's Triple H in his camp. There's no damn way Vince McMahon came up with this.
Right, yeah. So
also we got the let's talk real quick. The Hall of Fame.
Oh, okay. So it's like we started off good with the Dudleys,
And
and then personally to me, I had no issue with Hillbilly's Jim personally. It's just I feel like that speech dragged on.
I mean, he is.
Or maybe it was
Hillbilly
just
Jim.
me.
No. He is Hillbilly Jim. Hillbilly Jim.
It
Like,
dragged. I mean, so much so where the original time the Hall of Fame was supposed to go off was at 11. That shouldn't go off till 12:30.
look, like I was going to say,
Solely because of the speech.
it's Hillbilly Jim. Hillbilly Jim likes molasses. That's how it felt like. It felt like watching molasses.
I don't know what the hell I was watching. I'm not gonna lie. After like the first 10 minutes, I zoned out. I did not care. Personally, I did not care.
Actually, so true story. So remember that Friday I had went out to get some food for dinner and everything. Okay, so my dad neglected to tell me, oh, we have cases of water in the car for me to get. I'm like, why would you tell me this last minute? All right, fine. I'm gonna go when Ken Rock comes on. I don't care about Ken Rock. It was around the time when Hillbilly Jim was on. It was so boring that I literally just said, come on, let's get this now.
Because it's, I mean, I get, you see now, here's the thing. I'm the kind of person where it's like, okay, these people put their bodies on the line for us for like years. It's personally not for me because I'm not part of his era, but just generally speaking.
I'm a little, by the time I started watching wrestling, Hillbilly Jim was an announcer.
So it was already over.
Yeah, it was quite over for him.
But yeah, it's like, so I get, so like they I feel like they earn the right to talk about their history as much as they want, especially if you're in the Hall of Fame. So I feel like you earned that right to say whatever you want during your speech, but don't make it an hour because that shit was literally an hour.
All right, so who was worse, him or Mr. T?
I would say Mr. T because his was just incoherent. At least Hillbilly didn't stay to the story.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're right.
Even though it was an hour-long story. You know what, personally, if I ever have the time, I might personally just go back because I do feel he was the only one I zoned out on. The rest of them I did pay attention to. So I feel like I should just build up the cinema to watch his speech entirely. I'm just curious what he had to say because the rest of them, I did engaged in the rest of them. But his, nope, I did not care.
I will say this though, someone that's like 60, I think he doesn't really look 60.
I know he actually looks, for the people in his era, he does look pretty.
Yeah. I mean, and let's be serious for a second. Most of the people in his era are dead.
No, you're right. Because people like Riley Piper, for example, Macho Man. And it's like, yeah, for him in his era, and it's like, yeah, that's why I was shocked. I was shocked.
He's 65.
Damn, he doesn't. Well,
he really does not.
Well, to be fair, have you seen Molly Holly and Ivory? They don't look their age.
Yeah. True, but Molly Holly,
like, holy shit.
Molly Holly and Ivory and all of them are between your time and my time. Versus Hillbilly Jim, who was pretty old. Yeah, and Hulk Hogan was old when I started watching wrestling. So.
Yeah, you're right. So who was it? Who was next? I think it was Ivory, right? I don't remember.
Yes, it was Ivory.
I listened to it. It was fine, but then it got a little weird when she was saying I never got married before, which I'm actually shocked. But then by the ceremony, I understand.
Ivory was. She was like the MILF. Like when you bring your friends over, and your mom's going to be the person that's like, I'm going to dress sexy, and it's like, Mom, why are you dressing sexy in front of my friends? That's how I look at it. It's like, you don't have to dress in your evening gown. Why are you dressing in your evening gown, Mom? My friends are only 16 and 17 years old. Why are you acting like this? That's how I look at that.
Yeah, it was something. Then she was talking about she never married, so she married the WWE Universe. Okay.
And I jokingly said I wanted a divorce, and I took all the money.
And then we had, I think it was the Warrior Award.
Now, he was the best, and like I said, I've said this before, you know,
I know, I'm not meaning get into the whole war, like how the Warrior Award thing is completely opposite. It's a complete opposite of what Ultimate Warrior actually said, but whatever.
Yeah, like I don't want to get into that, but that kid stole the show. Okay, that kid stole the show.
I know the very first thing when it's like he came to stand up, and then the people had to bring the thing. That was hilarious.
Yes,
that was actually hilarious.
But the thing that really killed me was how he got on John Cena.
Mm-hmm.
That was.
I want to have a match before John Cena.
It's like Jesus Christ.
That was actually hilarious. Mark Henry's was actually pretty good.
Yeah, Mark Henry's was Mark Henry's was one of the best because it actually made you
laugh. I actually personally laughed. Yeah.
And then it also made AJ Styles look very uncomfortable.
And then Kid Rock, I don't know what happened with Kid Rock.
As soon as I knew he was about to come up, I left.
Yeah, it was weird. He talked Democrats and like he went completely off topic and he went back. His was the shortest one though, like literally less than 10 minutes. I could tell he wasn't going anywhere, and I guess he personally knew that, so it just ended like it was like literally 10 minutes. And then Goldberg, which I was perfectly fine with Goldberg. At least it was gonna be short and sweet, and up being like 35 minutes or whatever. Goldberg. But okay, when he said it was short and sweet, I was like, all right, I'm ready, because at that point it was literally already 12 o'clock. I was like, all right, he said short and sweet, just like his matches, and I thought that was funny. I was like, it should be not no more than 5 minutes, and then it'll be half an hour. Which I mean, I did like his conversation. The point is, you lied to me, Bill. Why?
Yeah,
like, why did you lie to me? But, any final thoughts on the Hall of Fame?
I just feel like that. I mean, I feel like what they need to do, and I feel like people have said this for like the past so years or whatever, that they need to have a better time.
They need to. Well, they had a 4 hour. They actually had a 3 hour time limit. It was supposed to go off at 11. Clearly, and I tell you who it was. It was Hillbilly Jim.
Yeah. So I feel like what they need to do is that they need to have a better time. Like, okay, you're talking this, you're talking this time, you're talking this time, you're talking this time.
Personally,
and then
the way I see it is they should only personally allow people to have at least, because it was a 3 hour. How many inductions were there total? Douglas, Ivory. I feel like I am forgetting somebody, but it's the Douglas.
No, you're not.
Ivory, Hillbilly Jim. This was a short Hall of Fame. I mean, this was a short roster of Hall of Fame.
Wait,
what?
I'm saying they didn't have a posthumous one this year.
Yeah, no. And no, I forgot. Complete side note: Jeff Hardy was hilarious when he went on stage. I like to personally mention.
Yeah, but no, because what they usually do is they usually have like a posthumous one, like someone who passed away. They didn't add that one, and
that's what was throwing me off. Okay, because I was like, yeah, this does seem just short.
Yeah, so and it was kind of weird. Also, I swore that Lord Alfred Hayes was already somewhere in the Hall of Fame.
He's not.
No, they just mentioned him this past. So I guess instead of doing the post, the dead wrestler, I hate to say it like that, but instead of doing the dead wrestler inductee, they just did like a whole bunch of people like
the legacy thing. I completely forgot.
Yeah,
about
legacy
that.
thing, and he was mentioned as one of them. And I'm like, I thought he was already in. Look, Alfred Hayes has been dead for a good 20 years, I think. I could have sworn that man has been in there for.
It's been wise in it, so.
Well,
I'm just saying. Clearly,
actually, I'm wrong. I said 20 years. He died in 2005. But my point is,
no, still, I get your point.
Yeah, my point is, the man has been dead for.
Hey, Guerrero got him before him.
Yeah,
got him in the same year, I think.
Yeah, like.
So, yeah.
I mean, even when he was alive, I swore he probably would have gotten in there. But hey, who knows?
All right. All right. Let's talk about the glory that was TakeOver New Orleans. My fucking God.
All right, so let's go by. So as I said, I have the Meltzer ratings right here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to read off to you, and I want to see, do you agree, disagree, how many stars would you give it, blah blah blah. That I have on my other screen. That's why I'm looking to my.
I got you. All right. So
the ladder. So number one, number one, the ladder match. He gave it 5 stars.
And I couldn't agree more. This match was, and it's funny. I feel like this match was totally served just to let Ricochet be Ricochet, because like that first, like in the first 5 minutes, holy shit, he did that jumping thing, and he did it with perfect. He did that Grand Metalik ease, where it's like he just jumped on the rope, and then the freaking shooting star. It was amazing. Like,
yeah, I mean, it was actually a pretty. This was his type of match, and then on Twitter, someone did a thing where it pretty much was the same as that spot. It pretty much the same. It pretty much the same as that spot, but it was with 2 different wrestlers that did it, from where he got tossed from one end of the ring to the other end of the ring.
Yeah. They were just rag.
Yeah, they did. Apparently they did that at PWG, but hey, who else can take it but him, Yeah,
it was just ragdolling the guy. Yeah, everybody had a moment. It's funny. This is one of the few, and this is the point about NXT. You can always remember the moments. I remember the good moments for every single superstar. Like, remember Velveteen Dream? He did that freaking Death Valley Driver.
Yeah,
whatever that was on the ladder. I thought he was dead.
I thought he was going to put his.
I thought he was dead after that.
Because he kept putting his, he kept tripping.
Yeah, and then when he actually hit it, he wasn't moving for a second.
Yeah,
so he was dead. EC3. I feel like out of everybody, EC3 was the guy who got like the least amount of.
I feel like you know why? Because ladder matches is not his style.
But look at Killian Dane and Lars Sullivan. They shot.
But here's all right. So here's what I mean by this. You look at someone like EC3, the type of ladder match that this was. It wasn't your typical, we're going to do a couple of ladder spots and then we're going to climb up the ladder or anything. No, these were full blown like TLC type ladder spots and stuff. I don't think EC3 was going to take those type of things where I'm climbing up the ladder, somebody shakes it, and then I'm going to fall into something, or I'm going to take a hip toss into this or anything like that. I didn't think he was going to actually do anything like that. I'm surprised. I think he took 1. I feel like 1 was probably enough for him. But ladder matches are not his style. And I have a knock on the door for a fact.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, EC3. Everybody had a spot. Lars Sullivan, when he hit the freak accident, which made EC3 go like he was dead on the ladder. And then Killian Dane, he did his Sanoku driver style move on the ladder, and it's like I think it killed Ricochet.
Yeah, it did.
And then Adam Cole just did Super Kick City.
I mean, of course, come on.
And then when he hit Ricochet from the air, it's like Jesus. Yeah, just everybody had a good spot in the end.
Who do you think shined in that match overall?
I would say Ricochet, but personally, I would have to probably say Lars Sullivan, to the point that just because I wasn't expecting the stuff that he did in the match. Because for someone his size, and him and Killing Dane as well, but I'll say more so Lars Sullivan, because it's the first time he's even wrestled in a couple, like, almost a month. For stuff that he did in a match, and for someone his size, but it's just for a match that he's not even probably even used, he would probably never even be used to. He did good.
I'm gonna say Velveteen Dream and Adam Cole, because here's the thing, and we'll talk about this later. Velveteen Dream just finds a way to shine.
Yeah.
The past 3 NXT takeovers that he's had, he sold the show, and I'm gonna say it like this. And the reason why I'm counting 3 is because, yes, the match he had with Aleister Black, but then the match that he had here in Philly against Cassius Ohno, it wasn't the best match, but me being there, the crowd was on his side.
Reaction he got, yeah,
he was on his side. Cassius Ohno, or Chris Hero, as most people know, he's been wrestling in Philadelphia for eons, for years.
The fact that they booed him.
Yeah, they booed him for Velveteen Dream is like, I think that even surprised Cassius Ohno. Like, you know what? He lived up to it. He owned it. All right, fine. I go ahead and cheer for him. So that's why I'm counting that as something big for him, because somehow, some way, he got the crowd on his side and not on Cassius Ohno. And then you have this match. Yeah, I feel like this. There's been 3 matches where that so far the Velveteen Dream has shined.
And this was his moment, like that elbow drop off the ladder.
What do you call it? The Rainmaker?
It's the Purple Rainmaker.
The Purple Rainmaker. That's an awesome name.
Yeah, it was like, yeah,
the Purple Rainmaker.
Elbow drop off the ladder. That was a good spot. But in the end, Adam Cole won, as I'm pretty sure we all predicted.
And that's the thing with Adam Cole. Adam Cole had another match. So the fact that he was taking all those spots, all those types of...
And I kept telling my brother, I was like, there's no way. I was like, they're going to have to do somehow where he's not in the match, and they kind of did. But I was like, there was no fucking way they're going to make him wrestle another match.
Because he's in the match. And he's taking all these bumps. And he has
this was the first match.
All right, so the next match is, I'm looking over, the next match is Ember Moon versus Shayna. Yeah. And he gave it a 3.25.
I would personally, I would probably give it, if I was it, I would probably give it 2.5 because...
Really?
No, don't get me wrong. The match was fine. And I actually prefer this one over the TakeOver Philadelphia one. But my whole thing is, why did the way they booked Shayna Baszler in this match is like she was... Here's the thing with Shayna Baszler. Based on how she is portrayed, she was falling for the same moves Ember Moon was doing to her last time. So I'm just sitting here like, why you're supposed to be someone who like adapts to stuff. Why you just keep falling for these moves? So much so that she let Ember Moon break her arm. And it's like you should have saw it coming. It's like it's just the weird booking of Shayna Baszler, where it's like she should have saw most of this stuff and just like said no. I get what they were trying to do with Ember Moon. They were trying to make her fight back compared to how it was in Philadelphia. But the thing is, my whole thing is you kind of already screwed up there because you portrayed her in a way where she couldn't fight back, but now she is, and that was the result of it. And to be honest with you, I think this was the only match that most of the crowd did not really care for.
I don't know. So here's my thing. I think that score is just about right, only because I felt robbed. I would take it down, not because it's 3.14, but the decimal is 3.25. I would just give it even 3, but only because I hated the match in Philadelphia. I thought it was a waste of time. It was just an armbar match, in my opinion. I felt robbed compared to what we got in this match because it was an actual match, and not just that. It did tell a story. I mean, yes, you're right. The whole thing, like making how come she was falling for all the things and everything, but at the same time, it's like it did tell a story this time. It actually showed that Ember Moon can handle her. She probably could beat her if she didn't tap out. The fact that Shayna Baszler is, and I had her losing, but she's ready to, lead on with the NXT Women's title and stuff like that. Like I felt, and also the spot of Ember Moon during the Eclipse or to the outside.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah,
that was cool. But like I said, I felt robbed that they got that match there and we just got an on-board match here. So I understand your point, but for me, I actually liked the match. I actually sat down and watched it and everything. So I was, like I said, he gave it a 3.25. I would take the 25 and just gave it a 3 straight out.
Now, Shayna Baszler obviously did win. Now, the one thing I will say about the match, I would have liked the match if the Philadelphia match never happened. If the Philadelphia match never happened, and this is the match we got, I would have said okay. But that's the point. Because the Philadelphia match happened, you're giving me the expectation that Shayna Baszler should just bulldoze through her. And you say that's the reason why I said that.
Yeah, and I see what you're saying. For me, I just felt like that they probably just went back there and was just like, okay, let's try this again. Let's actually give them an actual match.
Now, I want your personal opinion on this because now Shayna Baszler is the champion. Do you think now? Because I'm in hindsight now, I'm thinking about it. I feel like we're about to reach another situation like an Asuka situation because I'm looking at the women's roster. Besides one person who's on there, which is Kairi Sane, there is like, and maybe Candice LeRae to a point. There's like nobody.
Then that's what it is. They're going to get a whole bunch, which is why I'm so mad that they let go of Kimberly because I feel like Kimberly would have been good, but they let her go.
Yeah, because I'm looking at this roster. There's nobody.
There's nobody there, but I would say the way things are looking right now, Candice and
Kyrie.
No, I would say Candice and Johnny are going to be the I hate to say the couple, but they're going to be the couple. They're going to be the couple of NXT.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and don't be surprised. Sometime down the road, she holds the women's and he holds the NXT title.
Oh, I can see that.
But they together at the same time.
That'd be a cool moment.
Yeah, don't be surprised if that happens.
Or at least the North American title.
And something.
Even though he deserves that NXT title now. Like,
yeah.
Jesus. But yeah,
right,
that was just I was saying. Yeah, we're reaching I feel like an Asuka situation, but
I don't. Yeah, but at the same time, I don't want to sound like your friend from last week who just kept future booking. So like next week, or next year. So the next match we have AOP versus Dunn and Strong. I'm sorry, versus the Undisputed Era. Meltzer gave it. He also gave it 3.25.
That's pretty accurate.
I actually would have probably gave it 3.75 or 3.50. The reason why I say the reason why I say 3.50 because I didn't expect Strong.
Well, nobody was expecting it, and I think
that was the best part. And I felt like that is the reason why I would up it a little more because that one was unexpected. Because remember what I said last week? I said that it was that I felt like.
Wait. Somebody just subscribed. Rich Miller just subscribed to our channel. He's got a
podcast. That's that's my friend.
Oh, well,
thanks,
Rich.
Man,
really appreciate it. Yeah, so I didn't mean to interrupt. I just saw a pop up on my screen.
Okay.
But
yeah, that's my friend and everything. So what I was saying, the thing is that I said last week that it was real weird that the Undisputed Era, the tag team, had the belts and the leader didn't have a belt. So what I thought was going to be the reverse. The leader was going to have the belt, and then they were going to drop it, and they were only going to drop it only because of the fact of Bobby Fish being injured. And I thought they was going to drop it to Dunn and Strong because we knew AOP was probably going to get called up. So I figured Dunn and Strong was going to take it and everything, and just have and then have Undisputed Era earn it.
Yep.
Bobby Fish comes back. Now, what I didn't know, Bobby Fish is out for a while.
He's out for 6 months. He's missing SummerSlam.
Yeah, he's
weekend. So
not even that. He's actually missing the next NXT TakeOver, which I didn't know this. It's actually going to be a takeover. Yeah, Chicago. So he's missing that.
He's missing 2 takeovers.
Yes. So I felt like, and I'm sitting here thinking like, okay, well, they're probably gonna give it to Dunn and Strong, because for the circumstance, no. Roger Strong trade on Dunn, which is strange because here's something to remember: Dunn is actually the heel.
Yes.
Okay, like I guess you could kind of sort of call him a tweener, but he's more heelish than Strong is.
And you're 100% right. That's why I feel like this was in the group. That's why the crowd reacted the way they reacted. They was like, "Why the hell would Roderick Strong do this?"
They would probably expect Dunn to do it because Dunn is that kind of person. But no, it was actually Strong. And I feel like that was the best decision because now you keep the titles in the Undisputed Era, and he already did exactly what I said he was going to do. Roger Strong is taking the place over
exactly. Yeah,
Bobby Fish.
Based on the tapings, that's exactly what they did. And now you said Pete Dunne. I'm not going to spoil what the tape shows, but
I've seen pictures. No, I've seen pictures already because he actually tweeted this. He actually tweeted this the day after WrestleMania. I mean, the day after TakeOver, where it was him, Trent Strong, and why am I having a brain fart of his name? Tyler Bate. And with a picture of what do you call it? The emoji of him just doing this. So I'm expecting a 3-on-3 soon.
Well, based on the tapings, it seems like it's weird. I'm gonna say you would have thought that, but the way on the tapings went, they went to a completely different direction. I mean, Pete Dunne was at the tapings, but they went into a completely different direction with that. You'll see for yourself, but
okay.
And it's exactly what you said, but with different components. But you'll see exactly what I mean with that.
Okay.
What the hell was the next match?
All right, so the next match is Aleister Black versus Andres Cien for the NXT title. Meltzer gave it 4.25.
Oh, yeah. This was amazing.
Yes, and I do agree with that. I feel like the only reason why that's not a 5-star match. Actually, I
don't know why it's not a 5-star match. This was, in my personal opinion, it was fine.
It was a good match. It wasn't an amazing, mind-blowing
I feel like
match.
Johnny's match with Johnny was better, which is probably the reason why. But with Aleister, but to me, I feel like he should have gave 5-star because it went full circle. Aleister, this time last year, Aleister's Black debut match was against Andrade, and 1 year later, Aleister's fighting the NXT champion, which is Andrade.
I feel like
they went full circle.
I think the reason why, and this was a problem for me, Vega kept interfering. And it
was a couple times where it's like, okay, now the referee's just retarded. Really, like Aleister Black is just suddenly on the ground, knocked out. Really?
Yeah, like it's getting to the point where it's getting kind of stupid. Maybe that's why. But other than that, I called it.
And I like the ending because again, Selena jumped on Andrade, and I like because this is realistic. Selena jumped on Andrade. Aleister hit the black mass. She rolled out. Now, mind you, she didn't react right there because all she heard was a 3 count. She just assumed maybe it was Andrade who won. So I like that how She didn't quickly like try to get back in there. She waited, and then when she heard, she was like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah.
Because it's like she assumed maybe it was Andrade who won, but she didn't see it. So I thought that was actually pretty cool. And then
and you know what? And it's actually funny because all right, so I'm reading this because it's from Reddit and it's from Cultaholic Reddit, whatever. And this is how they post this. So we know it's Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa, but the way they have this down is Johnny Gargano versus bald fucking bastard.
I mean, first of all, I want to say this, and this is my point with Tommaso Ciampa. The heat he got in this match, someone like, and I hate to say it, someone like The Miz wish they had this heat.
Yeah,
it's like
there's Miz heat, and then
there's this heat.
This heat right here is
like amazing. Like half the people on the main roster wish they had this reaction. Like this was.
Yeah, that was.
It's like I feel like it's the first time in a while where universally the crowd was on distinct sides. It wasn't no "Let's go Johnny, let's go Ciampa." No,
I don't. I feel like there was probably one.
Yeah,
there was probably one Tommaso Ciampa fan, and
you couldn't hear him,
and he was all the way up in the stands somewhere.
No, yeah, that's my point. Like it's like this man. I mean, you don't even have to tell me the score. I already know what it was.
Yeah, we already know, and
because the one key thing here, storytelling. I feel like this match brought something back from the old days of WWE that we don't see a lot of. Just storytelling in the ring. Just the amount of storytelling that was in the ring, especially those last closing moments.
Yeah, so a lot of people was wondering, like what was he doing? How come he didn't do anything like that? And someone had, put it down like this. He gave him one more shot. He gave him one more chance.
And it was so beautiful. That was a beautiful moment. Because both me and my brother stood up from the chair, or at least I did, and I was like, why? Why is he doing, like, why are you giving this man another chance?
He gave him one more chance, but then he was like, okay. As soon as he grabbed for that thing, he did like, all right, now I know what I got to do.
Yep, he knew. Yeah, and it was so perfect. And it just, first of all, and again, people, I mean, we don't give these guys credit enough. You have to give it to the production staff on like the camera angles and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, because I don't think it would have even been more that effective the way the camera was when he did it.
Which by the way, I'd like to point out something between the camera angles of NXT and the camera angles of WWE events, from where they have this thing where when I guess you would call it a quick time or something, like if somebody's getting attacked. Let's say like if Kevin Owens is attacking Shane McMahon, something like that, and you keep doing this, yeah, whatever, and the camera keeps switching the angles every punch, every
need to
punch, and it's like that's making me dizzy. I'm like,
it's dumb.
Stop doing that. It's making me dizzy. I don't.
Again, I feel like this be every week thing. Why is Triple H not running the company? He understands. For someone who is like wrestling for his whole life, he understands the business aspect of it much more than I think Vince McMahon does at this point.
And we're going to talk about that point, and we're going to probably talk about that point when we get to WrestleMania, because I just looked at something and that you're going to. I'm surprised, and you're probably going to be surprised when I mention it. All right. But before we get to it, so let's say like this. 3 5-star matches under WWE's belt. The last time they had a 5-star match was like
2011.
Yeah, 2011
with and John Cena. Which I mean, yeah, the storytelling that was you couldn't match that at the time. That was, and it was just everything just came together. The arena, the crowd, the story, it just all came together.
And then two matches with Johnny Gargano.
I know. What does that say?
I mean,
What does that say about this man and Roman Reigns?
I guess, yeah. All right, so let's move on. Now here's my thing. And as I said, my friend Rich is here. Rich, you're gonna laugh because we went to my friend's party on Sunday, my friend's WrestleMania party, and we got there early enough. So I say you're gonna laugh when I mention this. We had to watch, and I think I'm getting that order wrong. We had to watch the pre-show? No, the kickoff, which led into the pre-show.
Okay, so basically, no, I get what you're saying. So basically, what happened was it was a 2-hour because they only done this once, which was last year. It was a 2-hour kickoff show. They dubbed it the pre-show for the first hour because the actual kickoff show was being broadcast on the USA Network for the second hour.
And I understand that. It's just that, so to my surprise, because a lot of people has been trying to lobby the Cedric and Ali to be on the main show. So after the men's Royal Battle Royal, which by the way he gave that 1.5.
I mean, yeah. First of all, I'm shocked. It was 15 minutes. Which I was absolutely shocked about. It should not have been that long.
They got that done fast. But the thing that really got me was the fact of, wow, Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy, huh? Oh, okay, cool. I wish they revealed that not
on the kickoff show.
Not on the kickoff show, yeah, but they definitely do it on the kickoff show. Okay, so when that went off. Okay, and he did the whole intro again. I'm like, oh shit, is this WrestleMania? Yo, the Central Alexander match is gonna be on WrestleMania. That's actually gonna be on the WrestleMania card. And now the WrestleMania kickoff show. Wasn't that the kickoff show? What? So what was the show before that? That was the pre-show, and this is the kickoff show. What the fuck? What was the point?
Because again, that second hour was airing on USA, so they had to reintroduce everything. Which again, I do understand that, but it's like it made it for the network people. It made it was the most jarring thing ever. It's like
here's what you do. Here's what you do. If you want to watch the rest of WrestleMania, order it down on the WWE Network. Good night, everybody.
Right? It's like
for the people who are watching the WWE Network, you stay tuned. You don't have to make.
Assuming USA paid them a lot of money to air that hour. They could have aired a Law and Order SVU rerun. You know, you know how valuable that is to them.
He didn't have to.
They ever air, but
he just made the graphics department just do two separate fucking things that didn't have to be made
for nothing. Which again, I'm sorry. I know I'm sounding like a broken record. The production crew, they don't get the credit they deserve. Again, it always blows my mind when they do those after that montage at the end when the match was literally over a second ago and they somehow added
and they already have
it's like, who are these people?
I don't get it either.
It's like we don't give these production people the credit. They work like this so much so they added the Roman Reigns entrances in between stuff that already happened. It's like, how?
Yeah. So, all right. So, during the WrestleMania kickoff,
it was dubbed the kickoff.
Cedric Alexander versus Mustafa Ali. He gave it 3 stars. I would say probably 3.25, but I feel like the reason why is that I kind of feel like we overhyped the match a little bit.
I don't think. Well, to be fair, if you look at this match compared to the rest of the card, personally, I feel like it was in the same boat for most in terms of the actual good matches on the card. And when I mean I can put this beside the Intercontinental title match and the Smackdown women's match, except for the ending. But
But no, but my thing is the fact of what got on my nerves. Heart, soul.
I know they were keep stressing that.
Heart, soul. Okay, we get it. Yeah, one's about heart, one's about soul. We understand that's what you're fighting for. It's we got it the second time y'all was screaming it together.
Well,
finish the match.
My thing is, I feel like this match would have been differently received if it wasn't on a kickoff. The thing with the kickoff show is established. The kickoff show, whatever happens, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So it's like, I feel like it was built into, well, to me, I personally enjoyed it. Was it better than Austin Aries versus Neville? No. But it was fine. And for what, and I feel like for the tournament, they dedicate a whole tournament up to this moment. I feel like it was fine. Compared to the rest of the show, it was fine.
Yeah. And of course, Cedric won. And here's a stat that I had to actually sit and think about for a second. Cedric Alexander, with him winning, is the first African-American male to win a title at WrestleMania. And now a lot of people was like, "What about The Rock?" The Rock
isn't African American.
He's not African American. He's Samoan. Okay. Yes, he might have like a pinch of African American in him, but he is more Samoan than he is African American. He's actually he put himself more over as Samoan than he does as African American. The last time, if I can remember, the last time an African American went up for any type of championship, it was probably Booker T.
Yep. Like in a world. No. Mark Henry, the World Heavyweight Championship. He'd have been unless you consider world title as a major title, then like
I'm talking about WWE. I'm talking about a WWE.
I get what you're saying. I get
and then also did Mark Henry go into it as World Heavyweight Champion?
Oh no, hell no. Okay, so I get your point.
Right, because what I'm saying is anyone who won one.
Yeah, you're right. I'm thinking about it.
Because I remember Mark Henry was a champion, but did he win the belt?
He never went into WrestleMania as champion.
Yeah, he never went into WrestleMania as champion.
That says a lot.
Yeah, Cedric Alexander is the first. And then I had to shut somebody down. It's like, what about Naomi? Did you read the thing that says
male? I know. It's like we know Naomi was.
Unless you're trying to say something about Naomi, which you're going to get smacked. Yes, apparently.
Off the top of my head, I cannot think of anybody who won a championship at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
That's a guy. That's black. I can't really think of anybody off the top of my head.
No. Now, another thing that kind of got to me, and I do want to talk about this, and we're going to keep bringing that up probably back and forth in between. They kept showing John Cena in the stands.
First of all, when I first heard he was actually in the crowd, I didn't think he was going to be in the crowd. The fact that he was actually in the crowd, I thought that was absolutely hilarious. So they won me over there.
Okay, but here's my thing. And someone said this, and I agree. WrestleMania is supposed to be sold out.
Why did you exactly?
How did he
get a ticket? And he had a ticket. It's like, so it wasn't sold out. Okay.
Oh! And by the way, he didn't get a ticket that's like ultra mega nosebleed. He got a ticket right near the ring.
Right. And it's like, I thought those were sold out. So basically, when John Cena, first of all, let's point out how many violations WrestleMania had. Because of this man. They allowed a fan to jump over the barricade. As far as I'm concerned, John Cena was a fan. And they allowed him to go backstage with the rest of the wrestlers. Even during when the match just ended between Asuka and Charlotte. Where were the cops?
Yeah, right? He should have.
Where were the cops? If I was...
He should have been
If I was personally somebody there who was like one of the security people, I would have took him down. It would have been hilarious. And I would have took the guy down.
He should have been tackled. He should have been taken away in handcuffs, and that would have been the end of John Cena. I don't care if you can't see him or not. He should have been tackled. Actually, you know what was funny? So they actually showed him drinking a beer. Mm. I wanted to drunk John Cena. Okay? By the time that happened, you know what? Fuck the Undertaker. I don't want what's on anyway. Fuck him. You know, like that.
You know he'd been drunk if he was just tweeting random shit.
Yeah, you know, something like that. But yeah. So the match after the Cedric Ali match was the Women's Battle Royal, and he gave that a 1.5.
Well, to be fair, and I'm not gonna lie, at this point, I went to go get my soul food for my family, so I literally missed I didn't purposely miss the entire match. I just had no choice but to get it because our delivery was gonna be 2.5 hours of delay apparently. So I said, "Fuck that," and I had to it was right around the corner, but I didn't feel like leaving. But I personally had to leave.
I say it like this. I won't say 1.5, but I would say a 2 at best. Only because the people who made that match were the NXT stars.
Oh, of course.
Okay.
I did see that clip. My brother rewinded real quick to just show me that.
Yes.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yes, I would say that made the Royal Rumble itself. Although I really don't know who the hell that girl in the orange is.
She was in the Mae Young Classic. They're pushing her. I mean, the only reason why she's even noteworthy is because she's like.
She's gonna be in the greatest
because it's like she's the first female Indian wrestler they signed. So.
And then here comes what's her face? Your girl Becky talking about what's with the orange? I wear the orange around here. Orange is universal. Orange is a universal color. Why are you?
I guess I even watched the match. You decided Becky to win, so it didn't even fucking matter to me anyway.
And then the thing was, I do like the twist on it. It's like, okay, it all came down to Sasha and Bayley. Hey, we're going to get a match with that should have been a main card match in the first place, but it's not. Mm-hmm. Oh, we're gonna have this down, and then that only lasted like a couple of seconds. But hey. Bailey's not there. Naomi is still there. And
when my brother did tell me that Naomi won, I was like, that is like the most randomest thing I heard. Nothing against Naomi, it's just out of everybody in that match, you literally only had 3 options. It was either Sasha, Bayley, or an NXT superstar.
You wasn't expecting it.
No. It just didn't. It just, to me personally, it just came out of left field because the story, the only noteworthy story going, and who knew a Battle Royal had a story? The only noteworthy story was Bayley and Sasha. So
yeah,
it was just. I mean, again, nothing against Naomi, just for someone who literally had no story going into it. How did you win?
It just come out of nowhere like, oh no, if there's anybody that's going to win the Fallopian Tube Award, it's going to be Naomi. Mm-hmm. It looks like a female. I can't believe it's actually a thing.
Yeah, and they have it. Cause it's Friday, we say no, screw you guys. You made us waste our money on the other statue, so.
Okay.
They said this is what you're getting, so they said screw you guys.
I just can't. All right, so now
on to the main show.
So as I joked, I was like, so after the party is after WrestleMania is the after WrestleMania. The after WrestleMania is the hotel lobby, and then after the hotel lobby is party this. For those who don't get rap music, that's like probably the last rap music I ever listened to. Anyway, so the main card. Finally, we get to the main card. I was expecting something else. The first match, Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins versus The Miz. Meltzer gave it a 3.25.
It should have been again, in all honesty, I'm going to say this right now. I don't and I'm not trying to take anything away from this match. In terms of an actual match, this was personally match of the night for me. Now I know what you're gonna say. In terms of entertainment value, the most entertaining match was Kurt Angle, the whole Kurt Angle Ronda Rousey thing. But
as far as a wrestling match,
in terms of an actual wrestling match, this was the match of the night, personally. And it says a lot for the rest of the show. Mind you, AJ Nakamura is on this show, but that's my point.
Well, we're going to get to that.
Yeah. But it's like, yeah, that's my point. In terms of actual match quality, this was the match of the night, personally, for me. So,
but my thing is with this, for me personally, as you know, someone who supports LGBTQ. I think there's another letter in there because apparently we keep adding letters. I just found out there's I just found out there's a K.
It is. I never heard of a K.
I unsubscribed from that email. Anyway, but Finn Balor's entrance.
Yeah.
Now, okay, a lot of people were disappointed because they was expecting the Demon, but
my whole thing is why the Demon only comes out when he wins. If they knew he was going to win, that would have literally been a wasted effort.
Not only that. Well, you're kind of wrong because remember he came out.
They don't count in a.
I know, but
I do get your point, but yeah, they don't count.
But at the same time, another thing, if the Demon was going to show up, he usually announces it.
Yeah,
he didn't announce it. He didn't announce it at all. Nothing happened to him for him to say, "Well, I'm going to bring the Demon out."
Exactly. It should be a situation where okay, shit's about to get real. So this match, it wasn't even about that.
Yeah. Okay. So he did so a lot. So I don't know why people was getting mad at him.
And you know what's funny? The quote. I mean, Finn Balor personally said this himself as to why. He said to me, "This was bigger than the Demon for what he did."
Yeah. Also, and I joked around. I said it actually would have been funny if he came out as a gay demon.
No, the internet would have.
Yeah, it was
outraged.
But
I personally wouldn't even cared. But I'll just say no. The internet in general would have been.
But I'm probably one of these times. You know, I'm probably going to actually purchase a shirt. You know, just to help support and everything.
I was gonna buy the Philadelphia one, but it sold out.
Oh, it is?
They had a Philadelphia one.
I think I'm gonna buy that one to help support Seth.
For everyone.
Yeah, Seth Rollins one where he came out as a White Walker, which I'm like.
Okay, so what was that? Seth Rollins, the one I couldn't figure out.
Okay, so it's Game of Thrones.
Okay, that's the reason.
He came out as a White Walker. It's like a whole. Long story short, ice zombies.
Okay. Because I could not figure that shit out.
Okay,
Miz, I don't know what the fuck Miz was about.
Yeah, so the Miz, I don't even know what that was. I thought he was going for like steampunk or something. But I'm like,
yeah, I don't know what the fuck that was.
All right, but as we know, Seth Rollins won that, and he's not a champion. All right, so the next match, the shocker match, Charlotte versus Asuka.
Yeah, now
again. And before you start, Meltzer gave this match 4 stars.
Yeah, this was a good. Don't get me wrong. With the exception of the ending, this was I thought this was a very good match. I had no again. This match and the Intercontinental title match were fine. I feel like they put out the best 2 matches in the first 2. I thought the match the ending.
You wasn't expecting Asuka to lose, was you?
No. Here's my thing. I was expecting. This is what I originally said. I said, Asuka may win the championship, but she's not walking out as champion. My point in case was I thought they were going to make Asuka win, but again, the people tend to forget she was a Raw superstar. There's no way in hell she could walk out the Raw title. With a SmackDown title. So Carmella was going to cash it and then take it from her. That's how I thought they was originally going to do it.
Which I said that Yucky wanted this white bitch to die because
it happened anyway. But just
it did. But here's how I look at it. Okay, Asuka. I don't know what they're going to do with Asuka as far as the superstar shakeup or anything like that. But I'm gonna be fair. If there was
Oh yeah, of course.
anyone that was worthy, and it took me some time to think about it, but if there was anyone that was worthy enough to beat Asuka in a match, is Charlotte.
Oh
Charlotte,
yeah.
other than Asuka, Charlotte is hands down the best female wrestler in the WWE. Okay, if Asuka wasn't, I would probably I have them like tied somewhat. Right now, Charlotte is probably leading because of the fact she beat Asuka. But if there was anyone at all that could have beat Asuka, it would have been Charlotte. And I'm glad that it was Charlotte and not someone like a Carmella or a
Someone who was like
Naomi.
realistic. No, and I do get that. And personally, me, I would say someone like Natalia. They actually gave a damn about her.
Natalia
Because
would I wouldn't mind if Natalia would have
that's why
done
I
it.
said like, but that's if they actually treated her right. I would have said Natalia too, but in this case here, Charlotte been literally the only viable
Yes.
woman.
Yes. So
So,
yeah,
and
so
my whole issue is not the fact that she lost. Because here's the thing with Asuka. The issue with Asuka, and I understand it had to end eventually, and I was expecting the streak to end at WrestleMania regardless. I was just expecting Charlotte, and I sure as hell wasn't expecting a tap out. That's what threw me off. If it was a pinfall, okay, but a tap out.
here's the thing about that. As much praise as I just gave Charlotte, natural selection is not the strongest move. To put
But she
down
just did that big
somebody,
boot. I mean, her other move is the big boot.
not even the big boot. Come on, Asuka has kids for breakfast. Okay,
I know, but it's like,
and
I get it. In hindsight, this was the only logical way. But a tap out.
I don't
For
mind
her
it.
first loss to be a tap out.
I mean, look, yes, it's going to hurt the pride, but I'd rather it be a tap out because here's the thing: she tried to fight it. She
True.
tried to fight it. I would rather tap out than be knocked out from a kick or natural selection. Okay.
No, but the way and you're right, but it's just the way I personally see it. A tap out means you were conscious and you willingly gave out. Pinfall, kayfabe wise, you was unconscious.
Yes,
So
but like I said,
that's
but
the way I see it.
Charlotte doesn't have those type of moves, in my opinion, from where natural selection is the reason why Asuka lost, or the big boot is the reason why Asuka lost. I probably would have been more mad about that than the fact that she tapped out to the figure eight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
And then, in hindsight, think about it. In hindsight, you are right because realistically, none of her moves could be able to put her down. Now, the thing I was gonna say about Asuka is like, I expect the streak in the WrestleMania, but the reason why I expected and it was gonna have to end regardless. If their goal was probably, which I'm assuming it's not now, if their goal was gonna be Asuka versus Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania, you
it's
would
probably
have
not gonna
to
happen.
which is not gonna happen anymore. But they would have had to literally sacrifice their entire women's roster for Asuka. Would that the question is that worth doing?
A whole year down.
Yes. But the thing is, you're sacrificing everyone. The people you build up for the past 2 years, like Sasha, Becky, Bayley, Nia Jax, Alexa Bliss. You would have sacrificed all of them just for one. I'm not saying Asuka isn't worth it, but long term, it's like, well, because it would have been the exact same situation with NXT. Well, now we have these women where it's like, yeah, you're just someone who got beaten by Asuka. Congratulations. This is why Shayna Baszler is champion.
Yeah.
Because none of the other women could be champion because it's like, yeah, you're champion only because Asuka's not the champion. That would have been the situation. And I think that we probably understood that. I would like to think that they did. But they probably understood that. And it was like,
I'll say it like this. Asuka lost to Charlotte, but it's going to be a while before Asuka loses again.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Okay.
It's not like bad enough where she'll be losing to Dana Brooke bad. But,
oh, no, hell no. She would oh, hell no.
Well, then again, you saw Kairi Sane got eliminated by Dana Brooke. I'm just saying. I'll always bring that up. Kairi Sane got eliminated by Dana Brooke in the Royal Rumble. That's on record.
Only because
At least your
Daniel
thoughts was
Brooke,
there. I get
and not just that, but only because Daniel Brooke is main roster and Corey Saints
true.
for NXT.
Versus
So
NXT
so
team, yeah.
so if you look at it as WWE 2K wise, Daniel Brooks' stats is a little higher than Corey Saints.
Yep.
Stupid,
And
but all right. So the next
now,
match.
and I first of all,
Oh,
I
good.
called it. I am proudly said I literally called it.
I don't want. So the
I
next
called it
match.
because I say because WWE loves jokes and they love the sequel.
The next match is Bobby Roode versus Randy Orton versus Rusev versus Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal fucking won for some stupid reason.
Because it was why not? Jinder Mahal won because why not?
And,
Why not?
but Meltzer gave it a 2.75.
Because it was retarded. There was only one logical person who should have won. And I
But
jokingly said Rusev, but realistically, I would have thought. I mean, I jokingly said Jinder Mahal. I would have realistically thought Rusev was gonna win.
here's my
Because
thing.
apparently Vince McMahon doesn't listen to the crowd. But
Here's my thing. Okay, actually, I have a theory about that. And I'm gonna tell you because somebody made a video about this, and I wish I could find that. And it's probably somewhere on my YouTube. And I'll see the link. I'll tell you about it.
mm-hmm.
Here's my thing. Even though SmackDown was a little different, but it still remained the same as far as people who lose the belt gets their rematch clause or whatever. This means that we have to sit through once again Jinder Mahal versus Randy Orton.
I know.
For
It's literally a year to the T of the exact same match that started it all.
And it's like, I don't want. I understand. Now, here's the thing. Apparently, because everyone's like, "Oh, we only won the belt because they're going for the greatest Royal Rumble." Yes, that's true. I understand that. I just wanted to avoid that altogether because I do not want to sit through Randy Orton versus Jinder Mahal ever again.
Well, the thing is, because I mean, you can argue that. I mean, the thing is, it's like the shoes on the other foot now. Randy Orton is the one who has something to prove, which is weird saying that to Jinder Mahal out of all people. That's why it's different. Randy Orton has something to prove against Jinder Mahal.
The shoes on the other foot is by the same maker.
Sure, and you're right.
In the same
now,
color.
Randy's chasing after the title and not Jinder Mahal. It's not the. It's just. I mean, and it makes it different. I mean, it's a different dynamic now. Where Randy Orton is the one who wants the title. Where last time Jinder Mahal was just Jinder Mahal.
I just don't want to.
And what the fuck is going on with Rusev? How could you not give him?
Okay, so all right, so here's the thing I saw. There's a video. It was on YouTube. So remember, all right. So spoiler alert, people, as you probably know by now on Raw, it's because I don't know if we're going to actually get to Raw. It's getting a little late, so we're probably going to talk a little bit.
We're probably just going to review WrestleMania and call it. There's nothing really. I mean, yes, the NXT call it, but we can just review them here. Personally, if you really look at it as a whole, nothing really.
Yeah, nothing big impactful.
The superstar shakeup is going to make stuff happen. I mean, yeah, Bobby Lashley came back, but.
I mean, between Carmella finally cashing in and winning the belt, that was like the big thing for SmackDown. Yeah. Daniel Bryan, having his first match, his first television match on SmackDown, stuff like that. But the main thing was one night Paige retired.
Yeah.
The next night she's now the general manager of SmackDown. Now, the reason why I bring this up is because of this. When she was asking people, she was like, "Okay, so we're going to have Daniel Bryan versus," and everyone's saying or AJ Styles versus, and everybody's saying Rusev Day.
Exactly, and it's like, but you ignored the crowd.
Okay. So all right. So here's a video I saw. Apparently, if you watch that same clip on WWE's YouTube, right? They edited out Rusev Day. And he replaced it with AJ Styles chants.
Okay.
And his thing is, it sounds so far-fetched, but we know that they have done these type of things before, where they will edit something out or they'll turn down the fans.
Agenda.
Yeah, or they've done this before, and they apparently done it again. They have turned down, they edited out all Rusev Day chants, and he replaced it with AJ Styles chants around the same time.
Stupid agenda.
Yes. I know it sounds far-fetched, but we know of them doing it before. They've done it again.
It just doesn't make any sense because it's like this guy again. Rusev is, I think, reaching like Daniel Bryan levels of over. Not quite, but it's like it's to the point where if this man is getting chanted on the show he's not even on, that says something.
Maybe something might happen on Raw. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm just saying. I don't want him to go to Raw because they're gonna make him. His punishment is just him jobbing out to Roman Reigns. That's all it's gonna be. Back to status quo. So.
Actually, would be great. Damn
yeah,
it.
that's all that's gonna happen. The only reason why they would put him on Raw is just to make this chant die.
All right, so the next match is, I really don't want to talk about this anymore.
Wait, what was the next match?
The next match, Kurt Angle, Ronda Rousey versus Triple H and Stephanie McMahon.
Again, in terms of entertainment, this was the match.
David Meltzer gave it, and this is why I said this is going to surprise you. Okay, David Meltzer gave this match a 4.25.
Oh no, and I'm not surprised because again, this is one of the situations where it's like the actual wrestling was secondary because the whole point of the match was Ronda Rousey getting her hands on Stephanie. Everything else, nothing mattered.
And even then, those two actually put on somewhat of a good
compelling show. I was waiting for Ronda Rousey and Triple H, which I said and I caught. I was like, Triple H is gonna hit the pedigree of Ronda, and he looked like he was.
Here's my thing, and I said this last week that I thought this match was going to stink. I eat my words. I wish I actually wrote this down so I could actually eat it because this match was highly entertaining. Okay,
I was highly entertaining the whole time.
Now here's what I was going to say to you. That 4.25 is the highest that this whole card got according to David Meltzer.
Damn,
okay,
that says a lot. I do truly feel like that triple threat match should be higher. Personally.
Yeah, but I mean, true. But what David Meltzer gave, that match got a quarter higher than Charlotte versus Asuka, according to David Meltzer. And that was the highest rated match of WrestleMania out of the whole card. And it was an entertainment value card. It was technically, other than the fact that Ronda Rousey is signed to the WWE as a superstar, technically, this was a celebrity match. When you think about it, because it's not like Ronda Rousey was this person who started all the way to the bottom and made her way up to the top and just so happens to get into a storyline with the bosses. No, she was known elsewhere. She's a celebrity elsewhere. Exactly. She starred in movies before she came to WWE, so she is a celebrity. Okay, and for some reason, that match is the highest rated match of the whole card.
That speaks volume. And again, you're right. This, in all honesty, this is technically at the end of the day was a celebrity match. And the fact that a celebrity match ranked higher than the Wrestling Reaction show, we should really reflect on this.
Yeah. Well, then again, it's not like they actually.
No, but they purposely, and then I feel like, and this was the main issue on the card, and I feel like AJ and Nakamura suffered because of it. They had so much focus on this match. I personally feel like Vince McMahon, the rest of the show didn't matter.
Well, I have my personal theory on that when we get to it. But it's like with that said, it's like that's actually, I won't say it's sad.
It is sad because they put no. It is. I get what this was meant to be, and they did accomplishment. You're supposed to be pushing Ronda Rousey, your highest signee, and I'm pretty sure the amount of money they're paying her, she better be over, and they accomplished it. Don't get me wrong, but if this WrestleMania is supposed to be your Super Bowl, I personally feel like you should be showcasing what got you here in the first place.
Your stars and not
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, and you're right. Yeah, you absolutely are right about that. You know, because all right. So talking about the next match, the cool down, and the thing is, it's the cool down match. When you think about it,
yeah,
the Usos versus the New Day versus the Bludgeon Brothers.
And I feel so sorry for no, this is literally my point. The whole for people who didn't like really watch SmackDown, or if you did or not. The whole point of the Usos and the SmackDown, this tag team match in general, because the Usos never had a main card WrestleMania match.
Every single match they had, it has either been pre-show or remember the one time they was about to have a main card match, and then the match beforehand went on too long, and they actually had to cancel that match to a wall. Because wasn't it the Usos and Naomi versus like the Funkadelic?
It was something like that.
No, it was the Usos and somebody else versus.
I know it involved the Usos and they got canned.
No, but also involved the Funkasaurus.
Brodus Clay.
Yeah, Brodus Clay and Tensai. But it was also a few. Yeah, it was those two, and they had the managers because Naomi was going to be on their side, even though she was a Funkadactyl. Even I remember seeing it. The one time I watched Solo Divas was the one time I saw that. Okay, that was
honesty, based on what for some reason my brother watched it. It's entertaining if you like this. If you like retardedness, as in like the rate. The one thing, the way my brother describes Total Divas is like, oh, so everything else is real, but the actual wrestling match. That they're gonna pretend they're gonna pretend like what happens in a match isn't scripted, but everything else is scripted.
Yeah, that was the only.
That's what kills me about the show.
That was the only time I happened to see that. So, okay, so this was their first official
main
roster thing, and they lost. Also, I do want to give a big shout out. He's not watching. Of course, he's not watching. I'm going to give a shout out to Xavier Woods. And you know why? You know why?
I know the Power Ranger reference.
He played. I mean, yes, of course he didn't call out the Dragons, or he called out a bunch of midgets and pancakes.
And I get the. I mean, I hope you get the joke.
I do get. I get the joke.
It took me a minute, but my brother pointed it out. It was,
I get the joke. One of the midgets actually hurt himself.
Oh.
Yeah, one of the midgets who did the worm apparently pulled the muscle. That's like, if you watch it again, I forgot which one it was. One of the midgets that was on the worm, you see him kind of like get up and little like holding himself. He pulled a muscle.
Damn.
But yeah, he that was pretty good, and I marked out. I screamed at my friend's house when he did that. and then yes, pardon me. I'm sitting here like if a fucking 3D
Dragon that would have made WrestleMania.
Also, let's not to get too much of a tangent, but let's talk about this for a second. So are we that cheap now? We got some fireworks, but then we also have cheap 3D effects.
I want to tell you why, and you'll understand. Because if you notice, the Raws and SmackDowns after WrestleMania had no text.
Yeah, you're right.
Because I've been told my brother this. The reason why this was happening, and if you actually look at the date when this started, it makes sense. When this started was the announcement of the Mixed Match Challenge. Mixed Match Challenge is partnered with Facebook. They were pushing the Facebook technology onto us just to promote it. And it's just because they were on their program. I'm pretty sure the deal went like, okay, we're giving you this show on Facebook Watch to promote our thing. And the caveat is you have to use our like are pretty much stuff like the text stuff, the emojis and whatnot. It's promotion for promotion.
I guess,
and I think that's what
I guess, but Oscar's thing like a Final Fantasy 7 attack with her mask coming out. It looked like something from Final Fantasy.
And you're right, yeah, all these masks coming out. But yeah, I can officially say on this podcast, WrestleMania was the last time you'll see any of that anymore.
Thank God.
Yeah, I could be wrong. Superstar shakeup, there you go. Who knows? But WrestleMania, I think, was the end.
All right, so we forgot to mention how we talked about it earlier, but after the Charlotte Asuka match, John Cena.
Oh yeah, first of all, let's about that referee who did that fucking perfect jump I ever seen a referee did, where he just jumped over that barricade. He ran just seamless motion. He just jumped over the barricade. That was amazing. I was laughing my ass off.
I'm pretty sure he practiced. But so we led up to John Cena thinking that John Cena was going to get his match. It was Cena versus Undertaker. Well, first it was Cena versus
Elias.
Well, technically, you want to say versus.
I want to say versus, but yeah, it was whatever.
But
I feel like they should have did more for Elias than with that. I get what this segment was served for. The whole point was we're supposed to believe Undertaker's really not here, and I get it.
But
it gave Elias something to do, so.
But apparently, Meltzer gave it a 1.25.
What? It wasn't bad. It did what it needed to do. Again, I feel like in all honesty, in real seriousness, I think WWE executed this perfectly.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gave this a 4 or 5. I would have gave it a 3 because like you're about to say, the fact is that it did what it was supposed to do. It made people wonder, is Taker going to show up? Is Taker going to show up? You have to order the WWE Network to see if he shows up. And then they were taking pictures. So if you didn't see it, here's these pictures to prove that he did show up. Oh, you missed it. He came. He beat John Cena's ass.
Exactly. It did what it meant to do. And that's the thing. You cannot say WWE didn't do this. They never advertised it as a match. So much so that this was the only WrestleMania match on the card. Even the kickoffs had this that did not have any graphics.
No.
Because they made sure to not treat this as a scheduled advertised match, which I think worked perfectly in their favor, because they were trying to make you truly believe, wow, Undertaker is just not here.
Also, let's think about it for a second. I probably wouldn't want Undertaker to seem to be any longer than 5 minutes because Taker's hip. Taker, right. Period. Just can he stop?
and I feel like both Undertaker and John Cena agree it had to go this way because, again, first of all, nobody wanted to see John Cena beat Undertaker in the first place.
Yeah, hell no.
And secondly, we probably didn't want to see Undertaker go through that type of match where he was like, okay, he's clearly done. So it's
looking at the Undertaker right now, it's kind of like playing House of the Dead 1 now. It's like House of the Dead is a good game, but goddamn if it's not outdated.
And they did exactly what they need to do. They show, hey, Undertaker's back. He can still do his regular moves, which honestly, I'm surprised he did the
old school.
Old school. I'm shocked. So
I'm sorry. I'm not. Well, he actually gonna do that. Please don't let him fall over.
Yeah, and he did it with ease. So it accomplished what it needed to accomplish. And clearly, Undertaker is fine enough to get sent to Saudi Arabia for a Cactus match, but yeah.
All right, so the next match after that, which technically, I don't know if you want to call that a cool down match, but I guess you want to call it
it was a weird placement, and again,
I would say halftime show. Let's call it halftime show.
It was a weird placement on the card. Personally, this should have been in the beginning. They would have kept it because what happened in the end, I don't know what the hell happened in the end. After I feel like this was the height of the show. Everything else, I don't know what the hell happened.
No, you're right, and that's where. Well, no. So the match after this was
9-11. It was like
no.
It is what it was.
No. The next match before that was Daniel and Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Yeah, and
he gave that a 3.5, which I think is good because the only thing. All right, here's the thing. I feel like this match would have been better if they didn't baby Daniel Bryan. And when I mean baby, I mean so they attacked Daniel Bryan. He's out of the match for like almost half the match.
And this is
I felt like I felt like they did that because they were trying to protect them. Because okay, you're clear to wrestle, but we don't know how good you are coming back just yet. We don't want you to wrestle a full match. So let hurt Shane McMahon, by the way, because listen, some people was like, oh, he's selling his injuries. No,
he was actually in the hospital.
He still hurts. He didn't have that hernia surgery, and he's sitting here doing all of these,
taking all these
bumps, and he still has a hernia injury. I've had hernias. Okay, it hurts. You try to do anything, it hurts. So I have
him doing a fucking coast to coast.
Him doing any type of move whatsoever, I give that man so much respect because a hernia hurts. But you're doing that so you can baby Daniel Bryan. Okay, so he's going to eat his spinach and come back stronger. Fine. But the man can, if he's clear to wrestle, let him wrestle. Okay?
Here's the thing, and I feel like this is what happened. I don't blame the writers for this. This is one of those situations where it sounded good on paper, where I see what they were trying to accomplish. It was like, oh, Daniel Bryan's out, and it's like we're trying to tell the story is I don't think he can go any. I mean, he may come back from injury, but I don't think he can handle the pressure. It sounded good on paper. We're supposed to hype Daniel Bryan up.
I feel like it would have. I feel like that would have worked if Shane wasn't also hurt.
Yeah,
like that. I was actually more worried about Shane than I was about Daniel Bryan. Yes, Daniel Bryan is clear. He knows what he can and cannot do. Okay. I'm worried about the fact that Shane wrestling on a hernia problem. Like, it hurts. Okay? He has to go get that taken out. It's the same as that thing that Brock Lesnar had, where they had to cut him open and have that taken out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But you're like, I'm going to postpone this until after WrestleMania, and you're wrestling on it and everything. I was more worried about something like him taking a bad bump and that burst or something, and now he's hurt. I was more worried about that than I was about Daniel Bryan.
Yep, and you're right. And again, overall, I mean, Daniel Bryan, it shows he's back. The stuff they did in this match and stuff he did with AJ Styles on SmackDown, it shows he's back.
Yeah, he's back. He's back and everything. I'm just like, y'all didn't have to baby him for this.
Again, it sounded good on paper, and I don't blame him for that because I'm trying to picture this, me writing this down on paper. It sounded like a good idea.
Yeah, it would.
Again, you're using somebody who is literally already hurt. This is the problem.
Yes, that's the only thing that makes it
any
worse.
Other tag team partner, sure.
Yeah,
but that was the problem.
It's like this man has had. We don't want this man to get hurt, so let's send the one-armed man to fight. All right, the next match is. All right, Dave Meltzer gave this a 2.75.
As I said, this match, it was what it was. I personally, because again, for me personally, this was the only match, which is still boggles my mind why this was not on the kickoff show. I'm not trying to take away anything away from Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss, but my whole thing with this match is this was the only match that did not establish the fact that the challenger wanted the championship.
Mm.
That's what just irritated me. And it's like, how could this be on the main card but not Cedric and Mustafa? But
I would have gave it one more star only because of the storytelling. Because you got to remember the story is this small bitch been calling me fat for all this time, and now I got your ass. And and everything. And
she was selling. Alexa was selling. I thought she was dead at one point.
Yeah, especially that top rope of Samoan drop.
Yep.
That was a good bump right there. So
I thought she was dead.
I would give it one more star just to make it a full 3.
It was fine. It was just personally to me, this just should have been on a kickoff show. That's just. If not on the kickoff show, should have been one. My whole thing is Cedric and Rashad Fowler should have not been on. This should have took the Cruiserweight Championship match should have took more precedent than this match.
I'll say it like this: I hate to say this, but seeing what happened and how short this match was, I probably would put the Usos, New Day, and Bludgeon Brothers on pre-show.
True, but it would have defeated. The whole Usos thing, so they got put in that situation.
It would have, but that was
I get what you're saying. Yeah,
wash match. Let's be serious. It started off all good, but once the Bludgeon Brothers got their hands on them, it was a wrap. And it just felt like, what the fuck was the point?
Well, to be fair, and I want to point this out as well, the longest match and this again, it speaks volumes. The longest match on the show was 20 minutes and 40 seconds. You know what match that was?
The Kurt Angle.
Exactly. The longest match on the show was a match that wasn't even really a match. You're right about that. Was the problem with this show.
You're right about that, but the next 2 matches itself was probably 8 or 9 minutes between the 3-man tag match and Taker Cena.
Sure.
Taker Cena
was approximately 2 minutes and 45 seconds from what I'm looking at.
Yeah, and Usos, New Day,
it was only 5 minutes and 50 seconds.
So it's not like you had time to kill.
Exactly. But that's my whole point of the show. You put so much time for Vince McMahon was just jacking off this whole match because he was just so excited for this. And again, don't get me wrong, this was an entertaining match. I'm not taking anything away from it. But the fact that this was your longest match, where yesterday, the day before, the longest match was probably the greatest match I've ever seen personally in my life, where I was alive for.
Mm.
And this was your longest match. That said something.
Yeah. Which brings me to this point. The next match is AJ Styles. Yeah. AJ Styles versus Nakamura. Now, I do agree with this. He gave it a 3.75. Now, here's what I say about this. I'm sick of people trying to compare this match to New Japan Pro's match.
I don't know why they would anyway.
People, because I legit had to leave a group. I was a part of this Japan Ichiban wrestling group where they would talk about New Japan, but sometimes they like to, hey, I bet you WWE can't do this no more. And it's like, we know they can't, but can you stop being that group of people? It's like, what do you call WWE weeaboos? Or wrestling weeaboos? Because that's what they are. It's like, not everything in Japan has
to translate over here.
Yeah, or not everything in Japan is good either. Because I can tell you now, there's a bunch of things that's going on in Japan, All Japan, New Japan, stuff like that. That you sit there like, oh, and you call this better than WWE and everything. But your main thing, and I left the group. I didn't want to argue with nobody, but I left the group because I'm like, you're sitting here, you're trying to compare the AJ Styles Nakamura match from a couple of years ago, Wrestling Kingdom, to this match. We know it's not going to be better than this match. We all know it's not going to be better than this match. So why are you trying to compare it? What's the point? What are you trying to prove? Okay? Mm-hmm. Like, it was like, come on. Let them have that match back then. Let them have this match right now. Okay? Now, me personally, this match was good, but it could have been on Smackdown. Okay? To me, this feels more like a Smackdown main event match than a WrestleMania part main event match, if you want to.
Yeah, no, I get it. Here's the thing. Now, before the ending of the match, I was looking at this match and asking myself, they are clearly out of touch with what fans clearly wanted. But now, this was before the ending of the match, while I was watching this match. The match was fine and going to go wrong. And again, I reacted I think this was the only match where I literally reacted coinciding with how the fans in the crowd were reacting. Because the first 5 minutes, okay. After that, and again, only one Styles clash. That was it. And
I mean,
yeah.
Like I said, it felt like it was good as a SmackDown TV show pay-per-view, and not a WrestleMania match.
Now,
that's how I put it down.
I will say this. The reason why, and if you guys think about it, you have to think about this for a second. The reason why the match went the way it went, and I understand why WWE did this. If WWE would have did a replication, even though it would have been not exact, but they would have put on the quality match that they did at New Japan.
And people would have been complaining about it.
Not only that, but they couldn't go anywhere else with this. They did it this way so Nakamura and Styles can have a story after this. Case in point, the Nakamura's heel turn. Which
I was surprised about, to be honest. And I'm happy to see this because this gives not saying that Nakamura didn't have a character, but this gives him a better character than just
and based on his reaction on SmackDown, yeah.
It gives him more of a character than just wacky Japanese guy.
And he's embracing it. And it's like, again, this SmackDown bit where he says, "Me speak no English."
Yeah, I laughed.
100% beautiful booking from WWE's part. Beautiful. But no, here's the thing with the Nakamura heel turn. I don't think they did this intentionally, but WWE actually alluded to it during the WrestleMania show. If you didn't notice, remember, Dan Bryan and Shane versus Kevin Owens and Dan Bryan. If Kevin Owens and Shane lost, they were fired from SmackDown Live. And they lost. Now, Ron, let me ask you something. Prior to that match, who were the top heels on SmackDown?
You're right.
Oh, they literally had no choice. So if you really think about it, we should have saw it coming, but it's like we weren't. But if you really thought about it, Owen Zayn just got fired. There was nobody on SmackDown that was a credible heel, unless you count Baron Corbin. But there was nobody on SmackDown, so they did what they had to do. So for that, okay, it makes sense. But in terms of the match, looking back, they had the match that they had to have it, because if they would have put on a 5-star classic, they couldn't do anything after that, because you wouldn't be able to top what you just did. So I understand the match that they had is why they had it, and they had to accomplish the Nakamura heel turn. So there you go with this match. Now let's talk about possibly my favorite part of this show. Amazing.
Oh, Braun Strowman and Nicholas. Yeah, with Nicholas. Now, take a wild guess what he gave this rating.
What, 0?
No, just 1.
The thing is, I don't know why he did. Here's the thing. Let's think about this outside the box for a second, and you'll understand why this match deserves a little bit more credit than what it actually did. The whole and I get what WWE, for once I actually understood, this actually made perfect sense. The whole point of this whole storyline is Braun Strowman doesn't need anybody to win the tag team championships. And that was the whole point of this match. Now, case in point, and I understand why they did this. If they would put any other superstar with Braun Strowman, it would just defeat that whole purpose. So they had to use somebody like that. Now, I personally would have thought James Ellsworth would have been personally full circle, but I know they can't do that because JL's doing other things now. But
yeah, he's too busy being the Intergender He's too busy being the Intergender champion and a tag team champion with Goldberg.
Man, what a life!
Yeah, right.
But so I understand what they were trying to accomplish. The whole point was Braun Strowman could win these tag team titles by himself, but per the rules,
that's what he went into in the first place.
Exactly.
He went into it as, I'm going to win this by myself, and Kurt Angle was like, but you can't.
You have to have a partner. So he was like, all right. So in hindsight, this actually, I don't know why people hated this match. They thought, oh, it ruined the tag team division. No, it wasn't. First of all, tag team division has been up and down on Raw ever since the Revival got injured. And we had a case in point this whole year where it was just Cesaro and Sheamus. So much so that they forcibly made Ambrose and Rollins into a tag team. And we all know how well that went. Remember Shield reunion?
Yeah.
There you go.
But hey, made money.
True. But remember, I'll never forget the TLC pay-per-view was supposed to be the Shield reunion. You know what we got instead? Kurt Angle
better match.
Shield. Yeah, we got a better match too. Don't get me wrong. It was probably, if Roman would have been in it, it would have been garbage. But Kurt Angle. But that's the whole point. It was like this was just dead on arrival. This Shield 2.0 was just dead on arrival. We had Triple H as an honorary member. Then you had Jason Jordan. For fuck's sake, what was this?
Yeah, it was all out of nowhere. It was added people.
So the whole point was.
Yeah, but this whole and I agree with you 100%. He went into this as pretty much saying, I don't need anybody, but I'm going to play by the rules.
Exactly.
Okay, and everybody said
played this match.
I personally laugh. I actually feel bad because I thought I thought Nicholas. I'm like, I said this in the party. I said the only reason why they probably picked this kid is he's a Make-A-Wish kid. Of course, he's probably right. It turns out,
he was a referee.
He was a referee's son.
Yeah.
And he's saying, I'm like, oh, okay, that's that. I feel
bad.
But
I like how they made it seem like it was a random kid because they really placed him far off.
Yeah, it really did.
And at least he wasn't in like the direct front. It was like, okay, he's clearly a plant. No, the way they did it, they really made him look for him.
Except they walked past No Way Jose.
Right? It was like, yeah.
And I'm saying, Hogan, please don't let me Jose.
Well, people were chanting Okada. They were chanting.
There, but he was already up in the stand. He was up there with because who else was there in New Japan? Hold on, give me a second. Suzuki.
Yeah,
Suzuki's gone. He could. He would have killed them. Be serious.
But yeah, it was like so. I don't know why. And wait, did you see that bit on Raw? That was the greatest thing I ever seen. And I hope 10 years from now they actually pay off this storyline.
I mean, if he
10 years or later.
Yeah, right. But here's a little stat now, and it sucks because this is never going to be broken unless it's never going to be broken. But Nicholas is now the youngest WWE champion in the history of WWE. Okay,
it's officially in the records. Yep.
Yeah. So here, I'm bringing this up right now because I had to save and I lost it, but I know where it's at. Give me a second. I know I uploaded it. Where is it? Don't tell me it's been deleted. Here we go. So you have David Flair, the United States champion for 20. Remember, they also counted on WCW. So you have David Flair, who was 20 years old in 3 months for the United States champion back in WCW. You have Kenny Dystra, who was 20 years old, who won the World Tag Team Champion, member of the Spirit Squad. Yep. Tyler Bates won the United Kingdom Championship at 19 years and 10 months. He was beaten by Rene Dupree, who was 19 and 6 months, and won the World Tag Team Championship from Smackdown. Nicholas has beat them all by being 10 years old. So unless
We get like Birdie B.
Birdie or Mrs. Kidd or King Maxwell
Yeah.
or
That could be a stable, for fuck's sake.
like if
If you really think about it, that could be an actual stable.
yeah, if one of those decides I'm going to be a wrestler at the age of 5, there's no way they're going to beat that. They're going to beat that record at all.
But then at that point, if we have a stable consisting of like 8 and 5-year-olds, we have to question, what are we watching?
Listen,
at that point,
look, let's never let's never forget Kenny Omega beat up an 8-year-old girl.
True.
Okay,
but
let's never forget the clip of Kenny Omega doing the enziguri on an 8-year-old girl.
All right,
that happened.
Point.
Okay,
let's never forget. I mean, they could be like, yeah, it could be worse.
He almost gave her the damn one-winged angel until the referee said no. That's enough. You're not giving an 8-year-old girl the one-winged angel.
Yeah, but yeah, personally, just on the Raw bit when he said, he sadly, Nicholas can't. We have to link to tell you because Nicholas has other prior arrangements. He's 13 years old, for God's sakes.
Yeah,
he's like, don't worry, because when he gets out of high school, we're coming back for this tag team time. And I hope the guy, whoever is part of the writing staff 10 years later, remembers this.
Hey,
just to pay this off at like either SummerSlam or something. And I'll say WWE long-term story booking. Good shit.
I mean, hey, it worked for Mark Henry in the hand. So
yep, long-term booking, baby.
All right, so the final Lash who gives a fucking shit about this.
Now, you have to give it to WWE. They blindsided us. They really did.
Yeah, they really did.
Nobody cared, but
I'm gonna give you the reason why, because someone made a good point and it makes sense. So of course, the match we're talking about Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar for the title. Meltzer gave it 3 stars. That's 1 star higher than I would have gave it.
The thing is, but here's the thing: in terms of an actual match, it was a good match, but they made us not care. That's what I'm going to say.
Here's something that someone had pointed out to me, and it made sense to them. Okay, America, the WWE universe on this side of the earth, from this side in America, and you say Vince McMahon doesn't listen to the fans. I think he does listen to the fans to a point from where he noticed that maybe some fans in the United States don't give 2 shits about Roman Reigns. No matter how many
come to that conclusion.
No matter how many times y'all put him in front of our face and mute the audio when we're booing him and doing all this other stuff, I think he came to the conclusion that we don't care about him. Okay? And he knew that if Roman was to win the belts at WrestleMania, the boos would have just rained, and that's not how you want to end WrestleMania at all. As you answer your iPhone.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
It was nobody.
Okay, so with that said, let's talk about the fact that now, as they announced Monday, and Roman Reigns asked confused about it because it was breaking news on Monday, that Brock Lesnar will be defending.
There's nobody again. It's nobody. Okay. It just does that.
Oh, that Roman Reigns. All right, that Roman Reigns will be defending. Brock Lesnar will be defending his belts against Roman Reigns at the Greatest Royal Rumble in a couple of weeks. Now, think about it for a second. Sure, why would we want to have Roman Reigns win the belts in America for people to boo him, where he can win the belts
and be a hero of India?
Exactly.
You can't make this shit up. You can't. You have to love Vince McMahon's logic.
Because they love him over there. They
I know for
love
some
him over
reason.
there.
Yeah, because my brother pointed out when he got suspended, the Indian community was outraged. Even though it's real to them, damn it.
Yeah.
Over there, it's real to them.
They love him over there. So how about we give him the opportunity to win it over there, and then over there he'll get cheers, praises, elephants will come out of nowhere. It'll look like the end of Dalsim stage of Street Fighter 2.
This will be the only event where they don't have to edit in the cheers or the boos.
Exactly.
They don't have to do it. So yeah, and you're right. But yeah, in terms of this actual match, if you actually look at the match, it was actually a decent match. It's hard to watch with the crowd.
I actually stopped caring.
No, I'm not gonna lie. 2 minutes in, I was on my phone. I was
more worried about how we're getting home because I sort of realized between me and my two friends that one of the buses that we had to take stopped running at a certain point. And that's another thing too. We all thought, so here's the thing. WrestleMania is on Sunday. Most pay-per-views end around 11. We was probably thinking maybe 11:30. The match started at 11:45. And we're sitting here like, oh, this is the last match? What time is it? 11:45. This is about to go off at 12 o'clock. Oh shit, what about the buses?
Yeah, you were so worried about Boone Roman Reigns, you forgot you have to get home.
We had to get home.
What happens with Roman Reigns?
Well, I'm sitting here trying to calculate, okay, if I ask my friend to take me to this person's house, maybe I could take a lift home from there. And I'm sitting here, I'm more sitting here going to myself, how am I getting home? I ain't getting two shits about this damn match. I mean, yes, I did catch the part of Roman busting himself open.
That's when I actually started to pay attention. I was like, oh, okay. But the entirety of the match, because after I seen him kick out the second F, because I expected the first F5, the second he kicked out the second F5, I was like, all right, fuck this match. And then it was like 3 more he kicked out of, and I was like, all right, that's nice.
Yeah, right.
And that last one, he didn't kick down. I was like, what?
You're like, oh.
I was like, what?
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
I thought it was a shoot. I thought Brock Lesnar like pinned him down or something.
But
he couldn't kick out. I thought it was a shoot. I was like, whoa.
But then the thing that really did get me was, oh, okay. So let's do this whole thing of the Marvel ending. And you were talking about the production of the and everything.
Retarded. What kind of reaction did they think he was gonna get? Were we supposed to feel? I truly think Vince McMahon felt, well, if the guy's bleeding, it's gonna be like that Stone Cold moment where it's like a double turn, even though Roman Reigns is supposed to be portrayed as a face. But it was supposed to be a double turn where it's like the crowd is behind Roman Reigns. No. I think the crowd will be behind Roman Reigns when he's not here. So, yeah, it was, again, in terms of an actual match, it was fine, but we saw it coming. I'm just saying. They shouldn't be surprised at the result, the way the match went, how it went.
Like I said, I stopped caring, but it made sense because, like I said, why haven't went over here? And it's not. And listen, it's not like that they couldn't do it before because they've done it before. They had AJ Styles win the belts over seas. Remember, he won the championship ring that he won now.
European tour, yeah.
Yeah, the championship that he won now.
For someone to win a championship, it's not impossible. So, I'm pretty sure that's the route they're going. If Brock Lesnar retains, then I literally have no idea what's going on anymore. because they somehow prolonged it. They prolonged the inevitable to now. To like for about 3 weeks they had prolonged it. So if Brock actually wins, I would be legit shocked.
Well, when is the Greatest Royal Rumble? I know it's
April
like
27th.
April 27th.
So literally 2 weeks from now.
April 27th.
So like,
it's a Friday. I think it would be at work.
I'm gonna miss it because I actually have a meeting with a bunch of people because I'm starting this series.
I think I'm gonna be
publicly announced yet, so I'm actually gonna miss it.
Hold on, I think I'm gonna be at work because it's supposed to start kind of early. If I remember right, give me
it starts at 11 on our time. It starts at 11 in the morning. The pre-show.
I'm gonna be at work, so I'm gonna miss the majority
of it. I'm gonna be at work, so I'm missing it regardless. It's because this is what happens. I mean, did you stay up for the Beast in the East? I remember me and my brother woke up 4 o'clock. It was like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning just to watch Brock Lesnar squash Kofi Kingston. I remember that.
No, Beast of the East. That was
That was like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. That was Japan.
No, it wasn't. Beast of the East was like 8 o'clock in the morning because I woke up and plus I was off. It was on a Saturday.
Yeah, I do remember being on a Saturday. Yeah.
But it wasn't 4 o'clock in the morning. It was like 8 o'clock in the morning.
I thought it
So
was 8.
you probably watched the replay.
Probably.
But yeah, it was like 8 o'clock in the morning.
Now before we head on, I guess we should. The only noteworthy thing from last week was just the NXT call. So I'll go by one from one, and just like how did you think about him? So Ember Moon for Raw.
For Raw, yeah. If she's going to stay on there, most likely, yeah. I think she's
called up. Everybody they called up on their respective rosters are going to stay on those rosters. Otherwise, they literally defeated the point.
Yeah, I feel like but I feel like she even then she's more of a fit for Raw than SmackDown as of right now.
Cause they need more babyface talent over there. That's credible.
Yeah.
Because you can only because obviously Sasha and Bayley are going to turn. One of them are going to turn, so they're going to need somebody else.
Yeah.
So no way, Jose.
Yeah. I give him
I mean, it was in due. I mean, the guy's been there for almost 2 years, so
listen.
It was bound to happen.
He reminds me of a cleaner, and when I mean cleaner, I mean no drugs. He reminds me of a cleaner Adam Rose.
Yeah, that's what everybody was saying. A more tamed version of Adam Rose.
And what I mean by that is that man's gonna be stuck on mid card forever. A character. Listen, it's a shame that us as wrestling fans, you can look at this now, but a character like No Way Jose is never getting world championship.
I mean, he'll never win a mid card title either. He'll be probably competing.
He'll compete for one
title. Yeah, eventually. I can see that.
He'll be Raw's Ty Dillinger.
Yeah. Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
Listen, I like Ty Dillinger as much as the next person, but let's be serious for a second.
I know.
What has Ty Dillinger done since he got
called up? Where Sin Cara somehow got a United States title one-on-one match.
Yeah.
I don't even want to talk about that. Insanity, I call it. Pure insanity, but the Authors of Pain. And not only that, Authors of Pain on their own, because they officially broke off with Paul Ellering.
Which I think is kind of weird, because the reason why you had Paul there, because he was the mouthpiece.
Exactly.
Authors of Pain is probably going to be that tag team who they're going to try to teach how to talk. And then
if you actually look at their Raw Fallout video, I don't know. I can never tell which one is which. One of them, Akam or Razar, one of them. They actually speak fluent English.
They can speak.
The other one is but one of them actually does speak fluent English.
Which one is which. They can speak English. That's not the point. The point is, can they cut a promo?
Well, he never needed to. I think that was the point.
That's what Paul
stand there and be like,
Yeah, and stand there and be angry and let Paul. I mean, at least with the Legion of Doom, at least they knew how to talk. But
Well,
they
that
still
was
had
back
Paul.
then when everybody had to talk.
But yeah, but at the
Regardless
same,
if you
but
had
at the same
management or
time,
not.
but at the same time, they had Paul Ungren to initiate more of the threats.
Yes.
Okay, so you had that. This is just, well, can they cut a promo?
Well, tell you what, and this is going to be a podcast where I'm going to remember this day, Ron, at 11:07 when I make this prediction. 11:08 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on April 14th, 2018. The reason why they broke off Paul Ellering from the Authors of Pain is because we're about to get the Samoan Dynasty, baby. Akam, Razar, and Roman Reigns.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm gonna have to shield again.
I'm calling it. I'm just telling you, I called it right here. You heard it first. When it happens later this year, you can't say nobody saw it coming. If you saw this podcast, I said it on April 14th, 2018 at 11:08 p.m. We're getting the Samoan Dynasty.
I'd rather have the Shield Part 3 again.
I'm just saying, we're getting it. That's assuming now. That's under the assumption Roman Reigns turns heel. But in the rare chance that happens, which it won't, but in the rare chance that would happen, we're getting the Samoan Dynasty without the Usos. But yeah, and the last people which were on SmackDown is.
Wait. The one thing I do want to say.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Let's not forget the return of Black Lesnar.
Bobby Lashley. Yep, Bobby Lashley. And it's funny, my brother kept saying, because I don't know if you actually, in all honesty, did you notice the Raw script leaked?
I heard about it. I didn't
want to because I got the link to it, and literally, I was looking at the show. I was looking at all the commercial break points. It was point to point accurate as shit.
The thing is that I didn't want to read it because
I didn't want to read it. But the thing is, before the show, I even said to my brother, the Authors of Pain are getting caught up, and Ember Moon's getting caught up. So I wasn't even mad that I read it, and I was right. I was just mad that no Jose got caught. I was the only one I was wrong on. But so I wasn't even mad that I read it. Like, I already knew Samoa Joe was coming back, so part of me, I wasn't even mad that I read the script. I was just seeing if I was actually right. The only thing that shocked me was Jeff Hardy. That part shocked me.
Yeah.
I was expecting that part. But everything else, I pretty much expected they were going to do it that way. But that whole Jeff Hardy thing, I was actually shocked. But yeah, on the SmackDown side. Oh, wait. Same thing. Literally, it happened with NXT taping. Liz Morgan, the dumbest bitch ever. She put the whole... No, I'm dead serious. On her Snapchat, she literally took... First of all, why would anybody even give her the paper? She literally took the paper of the segment by segment, the NXT tapings for that week.
Really?
For the whole month.
Really?
Literally. Yes. And she's been dead silent on Twitter ever since.
Yeah, they probably told her to shut that shit the fuck down.
Because it was like, are you serious? And that's why we got spoiled by Candice LeRae versus Selena Vega. Oh, so much so that it was, and you knew it was a script because it said dark match, Alistair versus Eric Young, and it literally played out like that.
Wow.
It was like this stuff.
How did she?
How?
Okay.
It's like, what is wrong with you? You're not. First of all, you're not even getting a decent push of SmackDown. So what makes you think you're after this? And mind, this is Triple H. You're dealing with Triple H now. What makes you think Triple H is gonna let you get away with this without any repercussions?
Yeah, she's not done, but she.
Whatever she thought she was gonna have.
The moment where now the chick who can't talk is going to get more than you.
Yep, Sarah Logan. Yep, and that's how you know it's her. It's her fault.
Wow, I did not know about it.
And people are saying it's a mistake. It was by accident. I'm sorry, putting a script on Snapchat is an accident.
And what was was there a caption under it or?
No, it was just she just put it. on there, but that's the thing. But the thing is, you had your phone on an important piece of document that you knew was important.
First off, I don't think you're allowed to have your phones on backstage unless you're doing unless you're doing some sort of like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram,
No, I get
social media,
like Renee Young, for example.
Yeah, or if the show's already done and you're taking like your personal pictures and stuff like that. But like if things are still going on, if things are still going on in the like while everything is like live, then I don't think you're supposed to have that on. So that's
It was just one of those things where it's like it's so stupid because it's like Triple H, he really puts a lot into this show, and for you to spoil it. I mean, granted, I'm not trying to pretend like it was gonna get spoiled, but the point is, one of your own workers spoiled the show. The woman that you developed, who came through your brand, spoiled your own fucking show. How does that make Triple H feel?
Hey, look. Not everyone can. Not everybody can be winners from Triple H's camp. There are a few stinkers, and I guess she's the stinker of this lot.
I guess so. And it's just so sad because like we knew before, because that thing we knew 2 hours before. I knew the results 2 hours before they actually began taping. They began taping around 7:30. I already knew what happened around like 5 o'clock. I read it. At first, I didn't think it was real. I was like, that is the dumbest thing ever. And sure enough, it literally happened like that, which is why I assumed, based on that, Andrade and Sanity are getting called up. They have to. Originally, I thought Team 6-1 would get called up via 205 Live, but based on the tapings, I don't think that's the case. That's all I'm going to say with Team 6-1, but what they're doing Team 6-1, I don't think that's the case anymore. Maybe Leo Rush, because he wasn't present at all.
I don't know that I didn't even know that man was still even in the.
No, he was in the dark because he was in the beginning of the show, the dark match. So he's being used. He is being used, but it was in the dark match, which he won't even air. Period. So I'd be surprised if that man actually gets anywhere near the main roster.
Yeah.
I mean, remember, Berto Del Rio came back, so anything's possible.
Hey, let's talk about that dumb motherfucker.
Yeah. Let's talk about that.
Well, just for a little bit. He's now. So for those who don't know, he got fired because he did a no-show on he did a no-show during the Impact versus Lucha Underground pay-per-view.
It was a very important show, mind you.
Yeah, and so he tried to say that it was a family emergency.
It wasn't. Shut the fuck out.
That's what he's trying to say, but there was video of him on the same night that this was going on, of him drunk, and he barged in with someone. He was giving an interview to Carlito and another Hispanic wrestler, and he just happened to barge in, was talking in Spanish and everything like that, but he was drunk as hell. And he was, at that time that he was doing that, he was supposed to be at this thing.
And that's how you knew he was full of shit.
But now he's trying to say it was a family emergency and anything. Blah, blah, blah.
Family emergency. First of all, a company like that, they would have understood it. If it was truly a family emergency, it was like, okay.
You wouldn't have no show. You would have said something.
I know you would have publicly said, I can't. I mean, like, again, you didn't have to go into detail. If it was a family emergency, you didn't have to go into detail.
Listen, on Twitter right now, I follow Hornswoggle. Okay, and he doesn't tweet much, but when he does, it can be funny, whatever. But Hornswoggle said earlier, because he lives in Wisconsin, and Wisconsin right now is still getting, it's April 14th, and it's still getting snow. And he said, due to the fact of the inclement weather that he's getting over there, he cannot make it to this show tonight, and he apologized. Okay, you see how easy it is to just go and say something to somebody to work things out and say that they cannot make it. So if it was a family emergency, then you would have called your bosses at Impact or whatever to say, listen, something just came up with my family. I cannot make it to the show. I have to go right back to wherever you live at to handle the situation, from where they would have said something. Social media, okay? From where you would have said something on social media, it would have gotten around, and then, okay, that's sus, but I was suspect to approach the real, but he has an emergency. All right, fine. But when you also get caught on social media being drunk and walking around on the street and crashing people,
and like, crashing people, bad it would have been if they would have allowed this guy to even be employed a day after.
And then that's the thing. He came. It was like a Impact press conference, and he came to that like nothing happened. And that's when they were like, "No, dude, you're gone."
Now, won't it be funny if he shows up tomorrow in a Superstar Shakeup or Monday?
Shit.
Fuck me. It was like, this is all a work.
Yeah, right. As much time as he sat there and called Triple H Neo Dick.
No, but for some strange reason, this McMahon is still high on the guy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but I don't think that's going to happen. I personally don't think that's going to happen.
No, and you're right. But it's like, you never know. Remember, Jeff Jarrett is now in the Hall of Fame. Just remember that. So
yeah, but look how long.
Possible.
Look how long it took.
And you're right, but time heals. I mean, all wounds.
Yeah, time heals all wounds. But it took about 20 years for that wound to heal.
Speaking of that, now they're canon. TNA is finally canon.
Oh yeah.
After all these years.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
That whole segment in general, the way, kudos to Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, because the way they portrayed it was like, yeah, we're kind of out of job because we had a quote. This was his quote, Kevin Owens quote, disagreement with management. It's like a disagreement, man. That's how it went down. Okay.
But you gotta appreciate Impact's response, but at the same time, it still didn't work. Where they were like, so on Twitter, right after he said that, they just figured, hey, let's just put a banner of our wrestlers up saying we are Impact. Come on,
they were mad.
Come watch us. But then it's like the fans got on them like, yeah, you would do this right when they mention you on Big TV.
Yep, they had to get that promotion. Something they had to give them that promotion. But yeah, I think we're gonna wrap it up after that. But overall, before we wrap it up, any predictions on the Superstar Shakeups? Who at least one male, so at least one guy, one female, and one tag team that you know are switching brands, and why?
I think. I hate to say the word fantasy because I keep referring to your friend. I think the Miz to Smackdown because I want to see Bryan and Miz finally go at it, especially after all of this has been building up. I don't know if I know anybody big going to Raw. I would probably say somebody small, probably going to Raw, or whatnot. I can't think of anything. Not AJ, he's still the champion. Not Jinder, not Randy. Maybe Bobby Roode going to Raw. What's the point? He's not the champion no more. What else you got to do?
Right.
Let's see what you do over there. Tag team. Probably put Slayer and Rhino back on SmackDown because they did a lot.
What was the point in the first place?
But yeah, you're right. But at the same time, their SmackDown win-loss, and I hate to bring up win-loss records again, but the SmackDown win-loss records was better. And SmackDown,
they were the inaugural. People forget they were the inaugural SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions. This is when SmackDown was in a good post draft. There, I mean, the draft 2006 era. This was SmackDown was better than Raw.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. I feel like that they're better off because while they was at Raw, they had little to no matches. They were either dark matches or they were jobbing, or maybe even titles worldwide. Maybe that might.
I can actually personally see that. I was either. Well, go ahead. You can do your women's.
Women's. Becky Raw.
That was on my top of my list as well, and I personally don't want it because my whole thing was since day one, I don't want Becky near Sasha or Bayley. Bad enough that Charlotte went to SmackDown, but I loved how Becky was just by herself, do her own thing because this is exactly the reason why she would not get the spotlight she deserves. And look what happened this year.
But at the same time,
I don't want Becky nowhere near them.
Yeah, but at the same time, Becky on SmackDown, she barely gets time as is now because Becky
because of Charlotte.
Not just
here,
and not just Charlotte either. Okay, I feel like that ever since she lost that belt, the time that we see, I mean, yeah, she gets her good matches, but it's like the one thing I do give SmackDown the credit for is that they try to fit in women's matches as much as they can. But if you don't have a storyline, then you won't see them. And there was a good stretch that we didn't see Becky on TV until and I'm not talking about what she did in the movie. I'm talking about there was a good stretch that we didn't see Becky on TV and everything.
Remember, for the most part, it was just Naomi.
Yeah. So I feel like that you put Becky on Raw, you got 3 hours, you have no choice but to put her on TV. Even if it is, hey, let's break this up right now. Let's put y'all, y'all two stop fighting each other, that kind of thing. And put her on TV a little more than what she can do on there.
Now, for me, women's, I definitely see Asuka going to SmackDown.
To try to
because it gives her a new start. This is like one of those things like, okay, this chapter ended on Raw with her losing her streak, brand new start. SmackDown.
True, because like, who else am I going to be here?
That's my point. She ran through the whole division, literally. So it's like there's no point. I mean, yes, you have Ronda Rousey, but she's not going to be there as much as the rest of the women. So,
and not to also mention now, Charlotte is your Goku to her Jiren. So now, go Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, I definitely see that. For the tag team, I'm actually expecting Gallows and Anderson to go to SmackDown just because they ran their stint on Raw. The whole Balor Club thing is whatever. And
it happened, but it's not going to happen anymore.
It's not doing anything. So I just see Gallows and Anderson going just because it gives them something different. And this might come as a shock to you, but it's a gamble. They do it right. It can work. AJ going to Raw. Yes, I know he has a WWE title, but hear me out for a second. You might make it sound... Now, hear me out. You may... Hear me out, Ron.
Okay, I'm listening.
Now, and if I'm right, this is the reason why I'm right. They have never established, besides being color coded, they have never established the fact that the Universal title was solely on Raw. It was Raw exclusive. They have never established that fact. All they said was that Raw needed a new world champion.
You're right, but yet it did. The belt is red. Red is for Raw.
That's why I said if you ignore the color part for a second.
I can't.
You can't. I know you can't, but I was saying if you ignore the color, they have never established the fact that the Raw title, the Universal title, was a Raw exclusive title. Just like how obviously the WWE title isn't exclusive to SmackDown. It's just they have access to the title.
You're right, but and you're right because a lot of people were thinking that is the WWE title, are they going to turn that blue for that being
No, I
that
think with the Universal title, and we'll see. I think the Universal title keyword is Universal. Depending on the brand it's on, it changes color. So if it goes on SmackDown, I guarantee you it will be a blue. I guarantee you it will be blue.
But listen, for that to happen, that means that Brock Lesnar has to go to SmackDown.
No, what's gonna happen is Roman Reigns is gonna get the belt because Roman Reigns is going to SmackDown. Watch. I guarantee you, if Roman Reigns gets drafted to SmackDown, you best fucking believe that Universal title is going to SmackDown 3 weeks later. You best fucking believe that.
But you're implying
that's how they do the switch. AJ
you're
goes
right.
to Raw.
You're right, but that's implying that Roman Reigns work on Tuesdays.
My brother said the same thing, but then the argument is technically the Raw Superstars work a live event on Tuesday, so it's just the question you have to ask yourself: is Roman Reigns willing to be televised show on Tuesday?
You're implying that you're implying that he works on Tuesdays. That's like. And look, you're right about that, but I'm gonna give you the same the same thing like this. Yes, they do live shows on Tuesdays. Roman's not there for all of them.
I know. And for the most part, it's Seth Rollins or Braun Strowman. And you're right. But
so implying
we'll
that
see.
Roman Reigns won't work on
Tuesdays. If on Monday, if it shows up that AJ Styles with the WWE title is officially on Raw, you best believe Roman Reigns.
I mean, we'll see. This is
going to SmackDown.
This is where,
because realistically, think about it. When I'm not even saying if, when Roman beats Brock, who else is he? I know they already announced the Mojo versus Roman Reigns at Backlash, and I do understand that. But after that, who else is he gonna face? No Way Jose. No, I'm just saying. He has literally single-handedly went through that entire Raw roster for the 2 years that he's been on there. Name me one person that he has yet to actually face on there.
Oscar. But you're right.
but that's my point. There's
right.
nothing else he can do. There's nothing else he can do on that show. He has accomplished... Because anything else that he do, it'll just be rehashes of what we already saw. So, like, it's just like the same situation with AJ. Realistically speaking, if it's not for this Nakamura thing going on, who is left on the SmackDown Live roster that AJ has not gone through yet?
I mean, you're right.
And you think about it, this is the only viable solution that they can do.
I say you're right, but I just don't think it's going to happen because Roman Reigns is like, he is the.
I get he is their cow, their golden goose. I get that.
Yeah, he's the staple of Mondays and everything.
No,
unless
Rollins is the staple of Mondays.
Well, yes, Rollins is the staple of Mondays in your eyes, in Vince's eyes.
Oh yeah, I know. Roman Reigns is God tier. I get it. But
look, we'll see.
We'll see. But don't be shocked if I'm telling you right now, if AJ shows up on Raw, Roman's going to SmackDown. It's just that simple. Because, and that's how they're gonna do the switch. That's how they seamlessly do the switch of the titles. Even though Roman doesn't have the Universal title yet, you best fucking believe he's gonna win that Greatest Royal Rumble, and that's how they do the switch. Now, whether they actually change the belt, because the one thing if there's anything WrestleMania is to go by, they like the surprise factor. We're all assuming Roman isn't going to SmackDown, but say if he does. And if you really just think about it, he went through the entire Raw roster. So, what is there left? Unless they call up Andrade Cien Almas and puts him on Raw, he is literally the only person he has yet to feud with, or besides No Way Jose. So, again, unless we're getting that feud, which I highly doubt.
Why do you keep mentioning that man?
Oh, because that's my point. He's literally the only person Roman has yet to touch yet. He has touched everybody on that roster, the Raw roster, for the 2 years that he's been on. So, I mean, SmackDown will be a fresh start. Superstars he never fought during the brand split. Randy Orton, Baron Corbin. That's something we have never seen before. Roman Reigns and Baron Corbin. Roman Reigns and Bobby Roode. Like, the possibilities They are there.
I think that's means that it's time for us to go.
Yep. But all right, guys. So thank you guys for watching, and a special thanks to Rich Miller for being a subscriber.
I'm actually surprised he's still awake because he usually sleep. Also, before we go, Neon Zell says you're delusional. Ranger
That's
staying
my
on
brother.
ball.
Ignore him. He trolls and attacks my brother. Ignore him.
Oh, well then I think he's right too. But
okay.
but
I
yeah,
know he's listed in the other room. Ignore him. I'm telling him he's gonna be so salty come Monday when AJ shows up on Raw.
Listen, if he does that, I will. Like I said, I will eat my words. I will write the words down on a piece of paper, and I will eat them on camera. I'll probably sprinkle some grated cheese on it first, but
now, actually, there's one last thing I want to say. This is completely unrelated. Episode 50 of our podcast is slowly approaching. If we ever get to that point, but episode 50, I realize episode 50 is coming up. Now, Ron, personally, I was thinking for that episode, what we should personally do, just to make things a little different, we should dedicate that podcast. So now we still have a lot of time to think about it. We should dedicate that podcast on like a specific wrestler and just talk about like their career and see like a current wrestler, and we will just talk about their career, like where is it going, why did this happen, what is like I say case in point Roman Reigns, for example. Like just something different. Like I'm just saying like something different.
I know what you mean, and I feel what you're saying. And we can talk about it. I will say this though, and I hate to be the person to do this, but I just realized something.
What?
I'm not gonna be on next week. Next week is a tournament, and I'm actually going to go. Unless you do it on a Friday.
I'm actually off on Friday, so if anything, yeah, I could probably do it. We could do it on Friday if you want. I know for a fact I'm off Friday this week, so.
Oh yeah,
if you feel like doing it on Friday, no problem. We can do it on Friday.
Yeah, I might actually do it on Friday because Saturday I'm going to a tournament.
Gotcha.
A local, which is a shame because I haven't been playing my game in like couple weeks, but I gotta get back into it just to get some practice. But I'm actually gonna go and stuff.
I got you.
So
all right, guys.
Yeah, we'll talk about it more.
Watching. Yep. Thank you all for watching. As always, this is Creator and Ron signing off, and catch you guys later. See ya.
Peace.